Hello everyone. I hope that we're live. Let me confirm that fact. You guys are starting off right away with the feels. I feel so bad for Erza. She would have been so useful for the Elite Four and the Pokemon League. I got legitimately salty for Erza. And for Valgren as well, but Erza so much more because she was like my guaranteed way out for the Pokemon Champion. I've been analyzing the box. I still think we can do it, but let's see. Anyways, welcome everybody. Welcome Bubba. Welcome Max. What's up, my guys? Today we are going to tackle the final gym leader. In fact, let me just do that right away. Let me open up the game. I actually wanted to start a little bit earlier. Oh boy, this is way too loud. Hold up. I actually wanted to start a little bit earlier. First of all, my voice, as you can hear, is not super good today. I'm actually sick. I've been sick the entire week. I went to a wedding during the weekend and I must have caught something because my voice has been like this ever since. In fact, it was much worse the previous 2 days, I would say. It sort of peaked around Tuesday, Wednesday, and currently I'm actually recovering. So this is my recovered voice, which is also why I didn't post a chapter review yet for those of you who are into that type of content, but I will try to post it as soon as my voice recovers and I actually start sleeping again, which has been quite a struggle for me these past few days. What's up, God Machine? Unk, does a Nuzlocke use items after the fight to heal their mons? Oh yeah, Max, yeah, I'm not that crazy. I think that's an even more hardcore type of challenge, which I will not be doing, I can tell you that for a fact. Is it even possible, to be honest? Unless you do like a Lanoon Mega Cheese, and even then you can't because Belly Drum takes away half your HP. I don't think that can be done with level caps. I may be wrong. Maybe one of you guys can send me a video where somebody just legitimately beats the Elite Four and the Champion with level caps and no healing. But I would guess that is probably impossible. But I don't know. Maybe if you abuse Shed Ninja, I don't even know, man. Because I don't know. I think it's not possible. But I'm open to you guys telling me that you've seen a video of a guy doing it. What's up, Alex? Thank you, Max. Thank you. Yeah, the micro does its job well. And also, I noticed that in some of the streams, because I'm obviously whispering at this time of the night, I raised up my volume even further. So currently, I'm at 200% volume. If you guys have trouble hearing me with the music in the background, please let me know and I will raise it even further. As far as I've been able to tell, me raising the volume on OBS does not actually raise the white noise or any background pickup or anything like that. It literally just raises my voice, which obviously I don't want to completely overpower the music, but it should be louder than the music. Do you know who is Useless Ram? Come on, man. Come on. Not in the series where we have Puck, man. I went to a wedding 2 months ago to Vegas. Vegas, dude. I can't even imagine going to Vegas. I'm in Portugal. I am cooking. And I don't mean that I'm doing something good. I mean, I am physically getting cooked by the heat, okay? I have a fan beside me. My AC is still broken. For those of you who are keeping up with that storyline, my AC is still broken. They're coming tomorrow to fix it, hopefully. And by fix it, I mean we couldn't actually fix it because the supplier just apparently bankrupt or some weird stuff like that. So we're literally going to put a new AC. It's going to be very costly, as you guys I'm sure you know. But thankfully, perhaps I will not die of heat exhaustion during the day and the night, so that's good. Either way, I wanted to actually, before I went into the gameplay, I wanted to start the stream earlier to take a look at the newest season of anime, just a quick peek, but maybe I will do that at the end. So plan for today is the fight against Juan, however you want to call him. I have already planned the fight out because I thought last stream I should not have done the planning and strategizing during the stream. I know there's a segment of people who are super into hardcore nuzlocking that they're super into that, but I'm assuming most of you aren't. So I just did the plan beforehand and let's hope it works. Or if if I make a fool of myself, at least it's content, okay? At least it's content. I hope I don't wipe. And so the plan today is to beat Juan, do the story portion of the game, and then beat the victory road and save right outside the Elite Four. And the next stream will be my final stream where I will hopefully successfully beat the Pokemon League. So let's see how we do. Just in terms of, in the meantime, once again, I've already planned the fight out, so I did some move changes. I went to Falabar Town, talk with Dr. Cosmo to get return. I did like a few moves, so for example, Altaria now knows return, and yeah, I also taught Ice Beam to Emilia, so Emilia now knows Ice Beam, which will be very, very useful. And yeah, let's just start cooking. Let's just put everybody at, I think it's 44. The new level cap is 46. Let's just put everybody at 44 just because. So we don't suffer any oopsies in the trainers yet to come. Endure, no, that's ass. No, thank you. Yeah, the heat in Europe has been crazy. And there's this meme, which I think is just Americans making fun of us, but please let me know if this is a real thing. Americans constantly make fun of us that we have no AC, and I do realize there is a segment of European people that are very, like, perhaps overly environmentally conscious. Hold up, Emilia is evolving into her final form. We just went into the sanctuary, got the memories back, and now we are evolving. This is the final stage of Emilia. Yeah, look at her. She's so pretty. Doesn't she remind you of Emilia from ReZero? Anyway, as I was saying, I think there's a bit of a meme. I think it's a meme, at least, I don't know, that Americans make fun of Europeans for not using AC, but I swear that at least from my lived experience, that is not the case. Once again, there's a segment of European people that are super, perhaps overly environmentally conscious, but for me at least, I've always used AC. Everybody I know uses AC. If they don't have AC, it's not because they choose to protect the environment, it's literally because they don't have the money. So, because ACs are expensive. But once again, I don't know. I don't know where the AC meme comes from. Oh, also let's just get Dive here with our buddy Steven, who we helped beat Team Magma on the previous episode, if you guys recall. It's also the reason why we have Gerard in our team, so we can have an HM slave to put this useless dive on. Are you guys hearing that? There's an ambulance outside. I think this is actually quite bad timing. I'm pretty sure there's like a Portugal game going on right now. So I think some people are probably drunk and driving, which is not ideal. Do not drink and drive, kids. Stay in school. Do not do drugs. Have you seen the recent anti-AC propaganda? No, Alex, I haven't. I don't think that propaganda works on me. I like AC very much. The only reason I'm not using it in this very moment is because, once again, it's broken. Because if it wasn't broken, I would be using it because, you know, it's the only thing keeping me away from just becoming a dehydrated, sucked up grape. I don't even know what I would become if I sweat that much. Once again, a common criticism for the Owen games is that they have too much water, which, while I don't totally agree with it, at least in the sense that some people say, I do think it is legitimate that some routes can become a bit too ridiculous with just too much water, man. Let's go to the Team Aqua hideout. Oh, shit, we need Strength and Rock Smash. Do we have anybody who knows Rock Smash? Hold on. I should have... I was so, like, over-eager to plan out the gym fight before the stream that I actually forgot the most basic stuff. But yeah, Gerard hopefully can be our HM slave. Okay, let's go. We will be getting at least one new encounter today. We could get a lot more. Once again, if you're keeping track, there's a lot of... Hold on. Ah! If you're keeping track, there's a lot of encounters I've actually skipped. But I actually for the Pokemon League, I only care about one, which is not guaranteed. I'm going to try and get Lantern, which hopefully we can get, but if we don't, then let's see. Okay, Subaru just cooking that Poochyena. Hold on. This children's video game may be a bit too complex for me. We push, we go here. Okay, sweet. We go here, we go here, we go here, I think. We go here. And yep, we are here, I think. This is it. Once again, incredibly complex puzzles coming. Oopsie. And now... one more repel, thank you. Yeah, soon the Croatians are gonna kick Ronaldo's butt. I mean, sure. Once again, I'm not a huge... Hold on. I think this works, yeah. I'm not a huge, like, football fan. I do, like, keep up with the results, at least from my country, just because it's a very cultural thing here, where if you see people on the street screaming, then it's probably because of football, right? But it's not really something I care to follow. Like, if Portugal wins, I'll be like, yay! If Portugal loses, I'll be like, oh no! It's like, I don't really care much. Okay, so now we are going to face Team Magma Archie. I think I will do literally no planning. I will just lead Hinomaru for the fake out and pray for the best. Let's see. I don't know why I'm saving. This is just force of habit, right? I'm playing a Nuzlocke. If I lose, I lose the game, right? So saving is useless. Unless I somehow manage to crash the game, which is unlikely. By the way, I've already done some pre-planning for the Pokemon League as well. I am sweating in the sense that I think it's possible even without Gyarados. I think I have a strong enough box to beat the league, but if I lose some key pieces, like for example, if I lose Emilia, it's going to get very rough. Very, very rough. Wow, that wow. I should have belly drummed, honestly, just for the status, just to mog. Actually, after the Intimidate, I think this isn't being too effective. I'll just switch to Subaru to try and surf away. What's up, Lemon? Did you really think I'd let this day pass quietly? A part of me hates the brain rot, but a part of me also thinks it's so funny. You guys voted, once again, this is a very democratic vote, a very democratic stream in general. You guys voted for me to change Daniel back to Subaru, but I do miss Subaru, sorry, I do miss Daniel, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, how much does the swing attack do? Oh, I should have brought Golem, perhaps. It would have been useful against Crobat. This is a 2-shot. Okay, Super Potion. If we crit, we kill. Let's see. Bada boom. Okay, Thrilling. Wing attack. Even if it crits, it should not kill. It doesn't flinch as well, so this should be it. If we lose Emilia, we keep climbing those stairs. I like how chat is always so positive, you know? You guys are super wholesome. Especially during the night. I think during the afternoon, you guys are very unhinged, I'm not gonna lie, but during the night, it's always super wholesome. Lucky none in the league have electricity. Yeah, but the thing is, I barely have electricity either, right? I have Puck, who's mostly useless, but I'm going to use today. I have Puck. I lost my Magneton. I don't have any grass types. I could not get Shroomish, and I did not start with Trico. So the thing is, for the Pokemon Champion, I literally have no advantageous type matchups, right? Besides Puck, obviously, which is kind of weak. It's a Minun. So it's not so much having the type advantage. It's more having type resistance, where I'm going to try and overload my team with water types to be able to sort of weather the storm and fight back. Let's hope it goes well. We fake out. Dude, Hinomaru is on fire today, my goodness. Strength. Yes, he missed the swagger. Boom, that was it. This was actually quite uneventful. Quite a lot easier than I was expecting. I'll be honest. The level discrepancy isn't that big, right? What's up, Arian? I still don't know who the F is Daniel. Yeah, man, it's just Aura Monster brain rot memes. Apparently there was a dude that asked for a birthday video, AI generated, and that's literally where the name Daniel came from, which is almost scary, like the grip that stupid meme has on the ReZero community. It started off as TikTok brain rot, which is just completely crazy to me. That sound effect for the call ending is super funny. Guys, poll. I'm going to run a poll right now. Tell me, start a poll. Oops, yep. So I want you to look, and I'm even going to take out the game capture, just put it here so you can see my mouse. I want you to look at this, right? And I want you to decide, especially if you don't know, is this a girl? Is that the girl's hair? Or is that the guy's beard? Because I've always hated the sprite. It's so bad in my opinion. There's a few goofy sprites in the game, but do you think this is a girl or a guy? The canonical answer is this is a girl, okay? This is Tabitha or whoever her name is. We've already whooped her ass previously in the last stream, but this is supposed to be a girl's hair. But to me, it always looked like a guy's beard. I don't like the sprite at all. So just, I don't know. Just some things that have bothered me for like over 14 years or something now. Dude, 14? No, it's way more than that. It's almost 20 now. Emerald came out in 2007, I think. So that's crazy. I feel so old. I am the certified uncle. The unk to all my nephews. And yes, this game, once again, speaking of things that are 20 years old, I don't think you understand that this thing of like the world being in chaos and being about to be destroyed or whatever, and then Rayquaza coming in for the save, to me, this was like, dude, this was so cool as a kid. I was playing, my Game Boy was shaking, dude. I was so hyped for this. Things that make us happy. And I will say, we are about to see the cutscene. But for the time, for the graphics that the Game Boy allows, I will say this cutscene is very hype. And I think it holds up well. I think there are some games, like for example, I know this is controversial, but I don't think that without the nostalgia factor, I don't think that, for example, the Game Boy Color games are that good. To me, personally, once again, I know this is blasphemy to a lot of fans, but I don't think they're actually that good in terms of, you know, just the overall experience. But I think games like Emerald, even if they don't have a lot of quality of life improvements that the newer games have, I do think games like Emerald hold up pretty well. Once again, totally biased opinion here. Emerald is my first video game ever, so. Okay, and now, is this it? Nope, this is not it. Hold up. I'm lost at sea. Hold up, Route 127. Where am I? Do I need to go there? Route 126, this is it. Yeah, those are Sotopolis rocks. Wait, Daniel is a real person? Yes, Bubba, it's a real person. I don't know, and this is the funniest thing, I don't know if the real person knows just how much of an impact he had on the ReZero meme community. It's actually so crazy, the things that go viral nowadays. Imagine the brain rot if the episode had gone all out. I mean, that's true, but a thing also is, oh, by the way, let's just go and try and get a lantern here. I'll just use Gerard to try and catch it. We have, I think it's a 70, it's something like 60% chance of getting Clamperl, 35 of getting Shimsho, which is what we want, then 5% of getting Relicanth, that absolute piece of garbage which we do not want, it's ass, okay? So let's try and get Shimsho. I think Alex, from my limited understanding of... okay. This is still fine, this is still fine. Let's just try and throw a ball in there, see if it sticks. Dive ball. Once again, I bought these beforehand, because I came prepared today. Yay, nice. Clamperl. Bivalve Pokemon. I don't even know how to pronounce that in English. Once again, I don't care a lot for this. I'll just call him something stupid. I'll just call him Freerin. No, what's it called? What's the monster that always eats Freerin? The treasure box. I can't quite recall right now. Yeah, but as I was saying, sorry. Alex, I think that the stairs episode was done way before the team even realized the stuff about the meme, which is why they included it in the opening. Once again, nobody confirmed this to me, this is just my headcanon. We don't know the gender, must be Felix. Yeah, I also do... Yes, Mimic Chest. Thank you so much, Lemon. I'll just call him Mimic. I think that fits. Yeah, Ababa, I do agree that if White Fox starts doing too much fan service, compromising the story, it can really set a bad precedent, so... I also see the point in not doing anything special for that episode. And once again, I think they adapted the novel faithfully. I don't really think that's like an episode that should be special in terms of the actual stair scene. The focus of the stair scene is Subaru's inner monologue, which obviously we have less of in the anime. But I think the way they did it was super good. I think the voice actor just almost humming and singing, that was so creepy, it's so well done. I don't think that scene, just in a vacuum, just memes aside, I don't think that scene should be a visual spectacle. It's not that type of scene. Okay, Zubat, very interesting. I will just use a max repel here. Thank you very much. Now let's talk to Wallace, the champion that we will be beating in a future stream. Also, guys, just so you know, I'm going on vacation on Wednesday, Tuesday? I think it's Wednesday, so I will try to end the game in the next few days. Ideally, I will stream in the weekend, but if I can't, then maybe Monday or Tuesday, just so you guys know. Ah, so you are Dio. Yes, I am the ReZero Unk. I've heard tales of your exploits. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've done over 50 ReZero videos now. That does count as an exploit, in my opinion. My name is Wallace. I'm the fruitiest Pokemon gym leader of all time. Just kidding. Not even the fruitiest, by the way. Sup, Anthony? Are you excited for Mushoku Tensei Season 3? Once again, I will be probably watching it just because I have way too much FOMO. But I don't think I'll be talking about it. I am a certified Rudio's hater, so... I feel like we talk about Mushoku Tensei every single stream, which, you know, it's the popular thing that's coming, but it's kind of funny that people always ask me about it. Ooh, okay. I didn't know we could get an encounter here. Let's just try and... Okay, even if it misses. Okay, very nice. I should be on mute, but let me know if this doesn't work. Okay, we are back. Healthy, not healthy, but capable enough of conducting the stream. Darkness Pokemon. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Dark Shadow from My Hero Academia. I'm just gonna call it Dark Shadow. Once again, I don't anticipate to really, like, use any of these Pokemon. The only thing I will likely use is Chimcho if we get it. Also, at the end of this stream, or maybe at the... I'll just remove the space. At the end of this stream, or beginning of the last one, I'll just give a rundown of all 3 of my deaths. Let's hope it's just 3. Because every single one of those Pokemon would have been so useful for the league. It's actually crazy. I needed them so bad, especially Erza. I needed Erza so bad. Anyway, let's get moving. We need the Mach Bike, which I do have, so I think we're fine-ish. Let me just switch here. Once again, now we have to backtrack everything. We are going to use this house here to get Brick Break on Hariyama, but we can't get it yet because everybody is scared. The door is closed. I don't know why the door is closed. Is it because the world is ending? Is it because we have an apocalyptic event of 2 colossal Pokemon fighting? Which, by the way, I'll just show you guys right now. I know it's the Game Boy limitations and all that, but it's just so funny that you can just go here, right? You can't actually interact with them in any way, but they're just here. Like, these are supposed to be 2 behemoths that bring about the end of the world, and they're just here chilling. There's some misinfo that Hamil fought for Aura Monster in the opening. I'll be honest, Alex, I have no idea. I don't really pay attention to any of that, so whatever you say, I'll probably believe. I think somebody must have fought for it. Must have at least made the team aware of the meme. That's what makes sense, right? But I don't know who or what or when, so... I don't even really care about spreading those type of rumors, to be honest. Wallace just came out in Pocket 2. Yes, my man, yes indeed. I have 10 cards left on that expansion. I saved all my hourglasses. And I'm missing, I think it's all of the X's except Zoroark, which... goddammit. Which I've already gotten. And I am missing Wallace. I have not gotten Wallace yet. I can show you guys my Pocket account later if you want. Okay, very nice. One shot. Sharpedo. Huh. I'm thinking there's an 11 level difference between us. Does Takedown plus Recoil plus Rough Skin kill me? I'm going to assume not. Let's try. Subaru, lock in, my man. Subaru, lock in. Subaru. Yes, my guy. Yes. Very good. Very nice. Okay, I think I'm lost. Am I lost? No, okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, this... These are just old man reflexes, man. I'm old. I'm old. Okay, I wasn't supposed to surf, but I guess that works. I'll just surf again, see if it works. Oh no. Stardew has a lot of special defense. Please don't minimize on me. Thank you. Level 45. Very good, very good. Okay, we go this way. And now we just walk... We walk to the right until we see Sky Pillar. The entrance to Sky Pillar. Should be this one. Nope. Nope. Where is... God damn it. Anthony, will you watch the final season of Bleach? Yes, of course. I mean, Bleach was at one point... I was like 13, 14 years old, I don't know. But Bleach was at one point legitimately my favorite anime, so yes. Even if I think the final arc isn't the best, at least in the manga, I do think that they're making their best to make it even better in the anime. I do like the changes they have added, and I think the animation, overall just presentation, is much, much better than it was previously, so... Am I still in the right spot, man? Is this it? Oh, yes, that is it. That is Sky Pillar. Yeah, Bubba, I think that one of the animators, once again, I don't know the names, but one of them put on Twitter that he pretty much let the team know about the Aura Monster meme, and he had to explain it to them, which is super funny. So yes, obviously that they were in on the joke. Otherwise, they would not have put such a random scene in the opening. Because if you think about it, like contextually speaking, in terms of like the actual novel presentation, it's really not a scene that should be in the opening. Just being straight up honest with you. If you wanted to sort of sell that Subaru got like infected with miasma, there were like, I don't know, other ways to do it. Being so extra with the stairs proves that they were in on the joke. So I'm about to start Arc 7 web novel. Any advice? Yeah, Alex, I will say it's different from Arc 6. It's going to feel a bit different from the previous seasons of ReZero, but I will say stick with it, because some people may get a bit discouraged if they don't. Some people may get a bit discouraged because you're going to have a new cast and some of your favorites aren't going to be there. But trust me, it's worth it, and it has some very peak moments. The pacing can be a bit rough. From what I understand, this is somewhat fixed in the light novel version, but the pacing can be a bit rough. But I will say stick with it. It has some incredible moments, and it sets up a lot of meaningful plot points that then get expanded on arcs 9 and 10, which I love. I'm loving arc 10. It's amazing. It's so good. Also, arc 7 has one of my favorite volumes in the entire series. Once again, I think it's very much a mixed bag. I think it has a lot of pacing issues, but I just think that arc 7 just has one of the best volumes ever and so many peak moments. Oh my goodness. Okay guys, let's now stay quiet for early 2000s goodness. This is the most epic cutscene you will ever see, for those who are seeing this for the first time for some strange reason. To the music. Ah! It's like God descending from the skies to stop the needless fighting. Roar! Cease this. Go back to where you came from. Kyogre, go back to the ocean depths, and Groundon, just swim back to your volcano or something. It just brings a smile to my face, man. This is just, it's my childhood. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so now we will be fighting Juan. Let's prepare our team for Juan. Juan. We will bring Puck. Oh yeah, Puck is actually useful. This is not lore accurate Puck. This Puck is useful. We will be bringing Rimuru as well. Yeah, I think this is pretty much useless. I mean, he's about as useless as Swampert, right? Either way, it doesn't matter. If my plan goes through, okay, just to make this clear, if my plan is successful, I will be beating Juan with only these three Pokemon: Puck, Anastasia, and Vienne. That is all I will be using. So let's see if I am a genius or dumb. Let's see. I have no advice. I have yet to start reading Volume 1. If you do read Volume 1, if you start all the way from zero, like our main protagonist, then be sure to read my reviews. Or should I say, watch my reviews. Always self-promote. Yeah, Lemon, I mean, if you want to trade me some cards, I don't know when you're going to bed, but if you want to trade me some cards, I'll be here. I have some duplicates as well. Uncle, did you hear that there will be a €3 tax for packs outside EU? Will there be problems for light novel buyers? I don't know. I think not immediately for the light novel buyers, depending on where you buy them from. Obviously, if you're buying them in Japanese from Japanese stores, then yeah, there will be. That whole thing is so clownish, man. I can't believe Like, the entirety of Europe, especially the leaders, were collectively making fun of the Trump tariffs, and then we do the exact same thing. It's actually unreal. Actually unreal. And the people that will be most affected will be, like, niche hobbyists, people who buy very small things in small amounts, like just small parcels of items, right? That are like a few cents. And like, you know, people who build figurines, for example, which is not my hobby, but I do know people engage in that. And if you used to buy parts for a few cents from Amazon, oh yeah, I'm still fine, I'm still fine. Now it will be, or not Amazon, but, you know, Chinese marketplaces like Alibaba or whatever. Now it will be significantly more expensive. So I don't know, I think the whole thing is a clown show. Once again, I may be uninformed about the topic, but I don't think I am. Let's see. Let's see how it plays out. How do you think Reinhardt would react to Reed if he went with Subaru and the others? So Anthony, I think Tape answered this in one of his Q&As, that Arc 6 would have been significantly more difficult if Reinhardt was there, because Reed would have just locked in. Raid would have just seen that, okay, that guy is as strong as me, it's time to lock in, and he would have been ferocious. No playing around, no touching Emilia's boobies, just literal demon mode raid, which I don't think we want. So just in terms of, if you're speaking in terms of Arc 6, that's how it would have went, like canonically speaking, according to the author. In terms of a fight, I think that Reinhardt probably wins that, because they are probably matched in terms of sword and physical skills, but Reinhardt has all the blessings in the world, so eventually he just wins. At least that's my headcanon. Not sure if the author would agree with that, but from everything I've read, that makes sense to me. Now, we will be using these. We will be giving Persian berries to everybody, because Juan loves Water Pulse, which has a 30% chance or whatever to confuse. So let's just give these to everybody and pray for the best. I will be narrating my strategy as we go. Beforehand, let me just switch the order. So Puck will be my lead. We will then switch to Anastasia, and finally Vienne will carry and sweep the entire team. Once again, if everything goes well. Okay. Rayquaza is fed up with these guys. Always gotta deal with some BS. True, true. Yeah, thank you, God Machine. I will level up. So the level cap is 46, which I will be putting everybody at 46. Once again, we are using the level cap of the level of the gym leader's ace, aka the gym leader's highest level Pokemon, which in this case is Juan's level 46 Kingdra. Actually, massive clutch, God Machine, for you to tell me to level up, because if I didn't level up, I don't think that the damage ranges that I calculated would match up, so I was about to goof massively. Really? Subaru learns Protect? Do I want Protect? I mean, Muddy Water is useless, right? So I'll just take out Muddy Water. Sure, Protect, okay. Bizarre experience reading Volume 1 because Amelia is completely different. Yeah, I mean, she was just much shyer and inexperienced, even more than she is now. And she was just very reserved around Subaru because she literally didn't know him. He was just this weird dude, right? Imagine being just deprived and starved of social interaction all your life, and all of a sudden there's this super Chunibyo dude that's being super extra around you, pointing his finger, you know, just popping out his ass and all that stuff. Popping his hip to the side. It's just, okay, dude, what's happening? Why are you being so nice to me? Okay, so let's try, guys. We either win or we lose, but the important thing is that we have fun. Just kidding, the important thing is to win, so let's try and win. So this is Wallace's mentor. Wallace is the Pokemon League champion, and now Juan is the 8th gym leader, so he's pretty tough. Let's go. Juan, very elegant, leader Juan. Okay, so let's go into the strategy. So obviously electric is strong against water, hopefully you guys know that. The idea here is to bring out Puck and use Thunderbolt to one-shot the Love Disc. Once I one-shot the Love Disc, the AI will search its remaining Pokemon and see one that has an advantageous move against me. In this case, there is only one, Whiscash, which has Ground type Earthquake, which is super effective against Puck. So let's see if my first Gambit pays off. With Thunderbolt, we should one-shot. Once again, Love Disc is not the strongest Pokemon in the world, but neither is Puck, so... Everybody, I want you to clap your hands. Puck has been useful. I repeat, this Puck is not canonically accurate. This Puck has been useful. Now, let's hope for Whiscash. Exactly. Okay, very nice. So, now, Whiscash is a ground and water type Pokemon, and Juan's Whiscash has Amnesia, Earthquake, Water Pulse, and Rain Dance. So what we're going to do is, obviously, Whiscash is seeing a kill with Earthquake on my Puck, so I will now switch to Anastasia. Exactly. So Whiscash went for Earthquake, which does not affect Anastasia since I am part Flying type. Now, what happens is Whiscash has Water Pulse, which we resist, Earthquake, which we are immune to, Amnesia, which raises his special defense, which is useless in this case, and Rain Dance, that while it does boost Water Pulse, it's still nowhere near enough to threaten Anastasia. So what we're going to do is we are going to PP stall. That's right, we are going to cheese like a mother effer in this gym, okay? I will bring about my calculator, as you can see here. I will be noting down everything I'm doing. We have a completely useless moveset. This is for stalling purposes only. So we have Protect, Stockpile, Swallow, and Growl. So let's start with the Protect. Whiscash can only Amnesia, Rain Dance, or Water Pulse. He starts off with an Amnesia. That's okay. Now we cannot Protect twice in a row, so we Stockpile. Okay, that is one Water Pulse. Now we Protect. Very good. We Stockpile. That is two Water Pulses. It's like he always guesses when I'm about to Protect. Now we Protect once again. That is three Water Pulses. We Stockpile. We Protect. He Amnesias, okay, buddy. That's not what I want from you right now. We Growl. Okay, that is four. Four. We Protect. That's five. We Growl. That's six. We Protect. That's Rain Dance. That's fine. We Growl. That's seven. Very good. We got confused, but our Person Berry takes us out of confusion. And now we are at less than half health, so we stockpiled 3 times, so we can swallow to go back to full health. That's right, Anastasia swallows. Sorry, that was 7 or no? Yeah, that was 7. I forgot to time it, okay. And now that's 8. Also, for those of you who are wondering why I'm doing such a cheap strategy, that's 9. It's because that Kingdra is legitimately scary. I have no Pokemon that can deal super effective damage to her besides Altaria, which just dies immediately against Kingdra. And that Kingdra has Double Team, which means she can literally cheese me and sweep my entire team if everything goes wrong. Which is why I'm making my best to make sure that hopefully nothing goes wrong. That's 11. So if some of you think that it's a bit ridiculous that I'm treating Emerald as if it was Emerald Kaizo, I will say yes, this does feel like a bit of an overkill, but at the same time, I really don't want to wipe. I want to beat this on the first try, so I'm not taking any chances. Okay, not good, not ideal. Okay, that is a 13, I think. Once again, because I'm talking, I'm losing track. Okay, that's 14. Very good. Now we should stockpile one more time. Let's hope for no confusion. Nice. And that's 15. Okay, and now we swallow once again. Go back to full health. That's 16. We are confused. Let's hope we don't lose Pelipper, but if we do, we do. It's whatever by this point. We protect. That's 17. And now we just stockpile again. That's 18. No, I think we should swallow is probably easiest. Oh, that's 19, no? Yeah. Okay, that's 20. Okay, very good. Now. Yeah, that's the thing about the older generations. Dragons were completely broken, especially a Pokemon like Kingdra. So it's a dragon and water, so I can't literally even hit it with an Ice Beam. I either have a good dragon, which I don't, or it's just literally tanky and unbeatable. Okay, so now we have stalled for 20 water pulses, which means that Whiscash's only moves available are Rain Dance, Amnesia, and Earthquake. So what we do now is we switch to Vienne. Vienne once again is Flying and Dragon, so she is also immune to Earthquake. And he has no more water pulses to hit us with, so he literally has no damaging moves, which means we can now just go here and Dragon Dance 6 times. Once again, the only move he has is Earthquake, it doesn't affect us. We Dragon Dance 6 times, so we get the 6-time boost to speed and attack, which means that not only can we one-shot his entire team, Kingdra is barely a roll, it's like 101%. Not only can we one-shot Kingdra, we are also faster than Kingdra, even with Swift Swim in the rain. So this has been 6 now, just to confirm. Yeah, stats won't go any higher, yep. And now we just win the game. Return. And it's a one-shot. Thank you very much, Whiscash. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your contributions, for being a stat dump dummy. Now here comes the big scary queen, and I hope I didn't mess up. If I didn't mess up, this is a one-shot, okay? Let's hope I didn't mess up. Okay, great. For a moment there, I was thinking, wait, did I forget to maximize Vienne's happiness? But I didn't, so yeah, once Kingdra is gone, this whole gym is a joke. I'll just use Vienne to sweep the rest of it. Not much trouble here. So yeah, this was a very cheap strategy, I understand that, but once again, it's my very first Hardcore Nuzlocke, guys. Please have pity on me. Do not judge me for cheesing the gym leader, okay? I know this is a children's video game, but I'm just trying to do my best, man. That was it. That was the 8th gym. My name is Bubba, entrusted by Daniel, believed in by the stairs, forgiven by Aura, desired by Monster, by you. If that man's name is Bubba, then I am Bubba. Lol, genius. Thank you, Alexa. I don't think this is super genius, but you know, it is fun to sort of use these cheap strategies. Even if they are cheap, they sort of make you feel smarter than simply just spamming Surf on some random Pokemon, right? Hello, gamer. Every time you stream is the worst time for me to watch. Yeah, man, it's a bad time for me too, which is why I'm whispering into the microphone, to be honest. But yeah, I do want to try and stream more during the afternoons. I'm thinking of, for those of you who are novel readers, I'm thinking of, I haven't read the last chapter yet, actually. I mean, sorry, I have read it, but I haven't reviewed it yet. And once I do review it, I'm thinking of just maybe making a stream to just sort of wrap up volume 45. Let me know if you're interested in that. I think that'd be fun. Yo, what's up, Abo? What's up, my man? By the way, you got an AC in your home, or is it hot as balls? Yeah, I was just talking about that actually. My AC has been broken. It's the recurring storyline in these streams. It's been broken for like 3 weeks now, and we finally got a reply, and it turns out that the supplier was either bankrupt or were not supplying anymore for some reason. So tomorrow they are coming to swap my AC with another one, which will be a pretty penny. I'm not super excited about that, but I am excited about having an actual AC, because let me just show you guys. This is what I've been using. I have a fan beside me, because if I don't, I will literally shrivel and die of heat stroke. It's that hot in Portugal right now. Okay, so we still need Gerard for the HMs. I'll just take out Rimuru for now. I'll slot back in Hariyama. He's a good Pokemon to have. I'll take out Puck, because Puck is literally useless right outside of very niche situations. Leona is going back. By the way, did I say this the other stream, but I finished Black Clover. It was pretty fun. I'm kind of lost in time, I'll be honest. I don't know what I talked about last stream, but I did finish Black Clover. It was very, very fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Once again, it's not the pinnacle of storytelling, right? It's not the type of anime that I'm going to say, hey man, this made me rethink my life. It's really not that deep, but it was pretty fun. And sometimes, once again, that's all you need. I think there is space for anime like ReZero, and there is space for anime like Solo Leveling. I think you need a bit of a mix. Sometimes you want to just think about life and cry watching some very good fiction, whereas sometimes you're tired from work and you just want to, you know, watch some Unga Bunga fight scenes. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, for those who have arrived later, I am sick. I've been very sick this week after I went to a wedding, which is why I also haven't recorded any videos this week. I thought about canceling the stream, but I thought, I can try and just push through it. I don't want to cancel, you know? I don't want to be that guy that schedules a stream like almost a week in advance and then cancels the day of. That's just lame, right? So, okay, so we are going to use Brick Break immediately. We're just going to teach a stab move to Hariyama, which he desperately needs, so we will take out Belly Drum, which I don't think we will be using. It is a fun move, but Hinomaru is way too slow to make use of Belly Drum. Okay, also for those for those who have missed the plot, we have just beaten the 8th gym, that is the final gym leader. Now we are going to try and get one more encounter, which is in route 125, if I'm not mistaken. 127? Huh, interesting. I don't actually... God damn it. Okay. Okay, man, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Interesting. I mean, Hinomaru is super slow, right? So it makes sense, but... Is it here? It's not here? That there's grass and stuff? Because I wanted to try and get a Shimshu, but I can maybe try and do that off stream. Hold on, I'm not going to catch a Pokemon off stream. That feels illegal, so... Hold on, let me just go here. So where is it? Where do I get... I knew there were 2 routes for it. One is 126, the route of the gym, and the other one must be here, right? Okay. Okay, I don't know where to catch Shimshu. Grass was only... Okay, whatever. I'll just forsake Shimshu for now. If I'm super desperate for it, I can try and catch it off stream, and hopefully you guys will believe me if I caught it or not. So I'm not going to get super sidetracked today, especially because I'm still sick. So the plan for today is to wrap up the storyline, which we've already did, to wrap up the 8th gym, which we've already did, and now we go to the Pokemon League, and we beat the Victory Road, and then the final stream will be, hopefully, the final stream of this playthrough, where I managed to beat the game and not die. The objective here is to not die. Let's see if we can make that dream come true. Thank you, Abo. Thank you so much. I do plan on getting better. I'm slowly getting better. Just need a little bit more time to recover. I don't know if it's like my natural health or if it's me being slightly sleep deprived at all times or something, but I seem to be getting super sick this year. Just a lot more than usual. This year and the previous year. I seem to be somewhat sensitive to, like, I don't know, respiratory diseases or however you want to call them. Like, you know, stuff on your throat. Just something I've noticed. Are you gonna catch Rayquaza before the Elite Four? Nah, man, it's just... I mean, I can go in there and chuck a Master Ball if you guys want, but I'm not gonna use Rayquaza for the Elite Four, right? Because of level caps and just overall, just the spirit of the Nuzlocke, it feels weird. Put a bowl of ice behind the fan. Oh, I just saw that. Yeah, I mean, I can. I also, besides the fan, I also have a machine that sort of like throws water at you, but I'm not using it because I'm afraid it will somehow like, you know, do damage on the microphone, which I don't want. Yeah, Bubba, I can't watch 30 shows either. Somehow I've been getting stuck in this number of watching 10 shows per season, which is already incredibly insane. But when we think that some of the shows I watched were stuff like My Hero Academia, like one single episode, or Lord of the Mysteries, 3 special episodes, then, you know, it's not that bad. But even then, I think I watched too much stuff last season. And for this season, once again, until ReZero starts back up again and I start the reaction videos once again, I plan on reading as much as I can, which I've been very sick, so I haven't actually had the headspace to read, but I do want to read more, and I do want to just, you know, wrap up some stuff. I promise, I don't promise, but I'm going to attempt, okay, to make the Prophecy of the Throne video. I really want to make that video. I think it's going to be fun, but it's something that I need to somewhat script and go through hours and hours of footage to sort of like get the right clips, right? So once again, I can't promise you that's going to be like a super well edited video because I literally do not have time to make like a 40-hour masterpiece, right? I just don't have it in me, if I'm being totally honest. But I will attempt at making a sort of summary / game review of my experiences with Prophecy of the Throne, where I tell you pretty much the summary of the streams, what you guys missed in terms of story if you've never played the game, the fun tidbits, and what it's like as a game, if it's worth playing, and if I would buy it if I were to go back in time. Okay, let's just check out Wally before I reply to your guys' comments. Hold on. Wally Emerald. Let's just see what he leads with and go from there. Wally, he's called Misuru in the Japanese version. Okay, interesting. He leads with an Altaria. Okay, so we are going to lead with Emilia. Exactly, Emilia. We're just going to Ice Beam that Altaria in the face. I lost chat. Hold on. Yep. Maybe your diet has changed. I mean... yes and no. So my diet has changed in the sense that I'm trying to cut some weight because I'm not fat or anything. I've never been fat in my life, but I'm kind of a little bit, not even chubby. It's just I'm a bit overweight to my standards once again. So I'm trying to eat less, but I don't think that I'm eating like little enough food to where it's weakening my system. So I think it's just been a string of bad luck and just overall just bad weather conditions, too hot, too cold. I'm not a person that deals well with AC, and I've been using AC a lot even when driving because the heat is just too much, right? You think Todd will be the next LARP for Season 5? I mean, people are trying to manifest it, that's for sure. Will it be? I don't know. Probably, but I think I think people are always surprised when there's this sort of difference between novel readers and anime onlys, especially because you get to see characters animated and voice acted. I think there's always a bit of a different sort of perception between readers and anime onlys. And I think because Wallachia in the next arc has so many new characters, I think some characters will be surprisingly popular. I can make some predictions on which characters I think will be surprisingly popular, but I think there's always a few characters that novel readers perhaps don't pay too much attention to, but anime onlys love, even if it's just because of the character design, right? Like writing, yeah, Abo, I think that the web novel is much more detailed than the light novel. So for example, there's like, somebody made a graph, I saw it once on Twitter, where they made like the word count comparison between the web novel and the light novel. And for example, for arc 4, I think the web novel version is almost double, which is why I think people are crazy when they tell me that they want me to read the web novel version of arc 4. It's like, buddy, I already think that arc 4 is too bloated. If there's anything I don't want to do, is to watch an even longer version of it. So, but yeah, there's a few differences. If in your language the light novel is available, I would recommend perhaps trying reading it if you think the pacing is too much. Okay, Altaria goes for the safeguard, and it is the last thing it will ever do, because it will take an ice beam to the face and perish. Once again, Emilia is part ice type. Altaria is 4 times weak to ice, so that means that this ice beam does 6 times the damage, if my math does not fail me. Once again, I think we one-shot. I hope this Roselia isn't faster. Okay, yeah. I almost got scared for a bit there. Like I said, I need Emilia for the Elite Four in the league. If we lose Emilia, I literally cry and crash out, okay? I won't cry, but I will crash out. Arabic is even worse. Really? Is it a more complicated language? I'm not sure. I mean, I know that some languages, like for example, there are differences between the English version and the Japanese version, because just the way some words work, right? But some books get better while some get trimmed down. I don't know how it is in Arabic, but yeah, sometimes, especially if you're reading like the web novel version of ReZero, like Witchcult translations sometimes uses some big words, which is not a bad thing. I think part of the joy of reading is also finding out new words, but yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming if you're not a native speaker, like myself. I'm not a native speaker, so I'm Googling a lot of stuff. Like for example, in Arc 9, once again, no spoilers, but Petra says at one point to pen a missive, and I was like, what the flippin' flip is a missive? Yeah, we magnitude. Let's see. Yeah, but I think Ice has people on the inside. He is an own leaker, so he has people who know things. As far as how he gets access to people who knows those things, I don't know how you get contacts in the industry. But to be quite honest, and once again, this is my personal opinion, I don't really care to watch leaks. It's just I want to enjoy the episode at the same time as you guys and be part of the sort of the cultural moment of watching it weekly, which is also why, for example, I don't really like binge or batch releases like Netflix does. I think it cuts off discussion. It's less community driven. Some of you may say that this is just because I grew up watching anime ever since I was 12 years old or whatever, so I got used to weekly releases. Sure, that is a point, but at the same time, I genuinely think it's better for community engagement if you do weekly releases instead of batch releases. And even if, let's say, I got contacted by somebody on White Fox, hey man, I love your videos, here's where episode 12. I swear to God, I would not watch it. Because I don't know, I just have no interest in watching it. I want to watch it with you guys, if that makes sense. I want to be part of the movement. I didn't know Emilia had tusks. Okay, so as far as what's happening right now, Oh, actually I can just take down. I was thinking of switching to a physical attacker, but I literally can just physically attack with O7's in the chat. F's in the chat. Subaru died. And unlike in the anime, he does not have return by death. This is a hardcore Nuzlocke. Farewell, Subaru. Your services will not be missed. And I'm just gonna be honest. This Gardevoir has calm-minded once. And I'm getting kind of spooked, man. Because what the hell am I going to kill this with? I mean, dude, a part of me wants to put in Emilia because she has a lot of special defense, and I can probably tank one Psychic plus one, what do I have? Do I have Body Slam? That has recall damage, right? I have Body Slam. Man, if I lose Emilia, I lose the run. Not even kidding. If I lose Emilia, I don't think I can beat Elite Four. You know what? I'm going to try... I'm going to try with Vienne. Vienne has quite good special defense, and I don't need her anymore. So I think this is fitting. I'm just going to return. I'm not even going to attempt to Dragon Dance. I'll just return. Future Sight, okay. Return, please. One shot. The worst case scenario would be if she went to red HP and got a super potion. Oh my god, this does nothing. What the hell? Dude, double team and Calm Mind. Yes, yes, yes. This kills, right? This kills. Surely this kills. Dude, I was sweating there, and not just because of the heat, but goddamn, double team plus Calm Mind. I was about to get swept by freaking Wally. Look at this dork. Look at this dude with the green hair. What is that? He's like Deku from My Hero Academia, but even more uncool. That's just demonic stuff, man. Demonic stuff. I can't believe I was about to wipe to this loser. Good lord. That was unlucky. Rip Subaru. Let's just put Subaru in the box and pay our respects. Wait, I'm just putting the chat back up to see what I missed, but wait a minute, some words that are used from at least 700 years ago. What the hell? That's freaky. Now I'm scared to continue with Arc 7, but yeah, man, I think you should, Alex. Don't be scared. I think Arc 7 is good, okay? How do I say this? Even at its worst, it's still ReZero, right? ReZero is still good. Arc 7 has some incredible moments, has one of my favorite characters in the entire show, has one of my favorite volumes in the entire show. The only thing is, I'm trying to lower your expectations, because after Arc 8, a lot of people get massively gassed up, and then they get disappointed because Arc 7 is not what they were expecting. Which is, I prefer to lower your expectations and for you to be surprised, than for me to sort of gas you up and for you to be disappointed, right? Which is why I always try to be a bit tentative when I talk about Wallachia. But I personally, I really enjoyed it. And if you go watch my videos back, I was really hyped as I was reading it. So yeah, there's nothing scary about Arc 7. It's pretty good. Okay, let's just take out these items. And now let's mourn Subaru, who died, unfortunately. Very thematically fitting, I should say. Dude, look at this box. Literally, look at this box, man. No exaggeration. I would probably, if I could, I would probably bring all of these to the Pokemon League. This is literally almost the entire Pokemon League team I had planned out. This is just so sad. Look at these losses, man. The Ralts, we lost it so early. Valgren was 100% my fault. I should have checked Altari's moveset, but this was so unlucky. Erza getting trapped by Wobbuffet, mother stupid Wobbuffet, and then Subaru. Critical hit. from the Gardevoir with one Calm Mind up. It's just so sad. So sad. Oh well, such is life. I'll just bring in Tentacruel. I think it's probably the safest mon I can bring. Yep, and let's go. Alex, what if we agree Daniel died but Subaru returns by death? Yeah, she Calm Minded twice. Yeah, true. I mean, the only reason I'm not going to put Subaru back is because legitimately, according to my pre-planning and calculations, we truly don't need him anymore. But we will celebrate him when the stream is over. Oh, Max Repel is still up. Okay. And once again, the fact that Gardevoir just Calm Minded twice, it's one of those things where I'm talking with the stream and I'm sort of distracted, right? I don't think I want to cope and say this wouldn't happen if I was just playing by myself, super try hard. But at the same time, you know, it's fine. It's a Nuzlocke. It's part of the enjoyment, right? If we don't have a little bit of drama, then it's not a Nuzlocke, right? I think it would be boring if I just got no deaths, right? And by the way, I should update the overlay, which I forgot to update last stream. So that's 4. Okay. Oh, also that's 4 and badges. Hold on. Badges 8. 8. And the new level cap is 55, which is the highest level of the strongest Pokemon of the final Elite Four opponent, Drake. Okay, so it's a Roselia, which is Ice Beam, and we one-shot hopefully. Even at its worst, it's still ReZero. I mean, I'm being honest, man. It's one of my favorite series. Like when people say, and I see this discourse a lot online, especially on Twitter, where people complain like, "Oh, this arc sucks so much," and it's like, yeah, it sucks compared to the rest of ReZero, which is still far and above like the usual slop you see seasonally. So you have to understand. Like I want to sort of measure people's expectations. You have to understand that when ReZero fans say that ReZero sucks or something about ReZero sucks, it's still like, you know, compared to ReZero itself, not the average slop that comes out. We are in a dark, scary hole. Let's try and get out of here as fast as possible. Yoink. Yoink. I'm doing this by memory, guys, by the way. I don't know if I will be totally correct here, but let's hope so. Wait, what the hell, Bubba? They sent the wrong sub to an anime expo. That is crazy. That's actually so insane. Crunchyroll is so incompetent, man. And people say all the time that, oh, you should just not use Crunchyroll. And it's like, first of all, I'm not the only person that uses my account. And second of all, man, it's just... It's truly a monopoly, and I wish we had more alternatives, because the alternative is to not, you know, to just pirate, right? Which, oh god damn it, full restore. That's actually I'm crazy here, right? Claydol is part of Psychic. I'll be honest, I'm not liking the state of this, so I can't switch out to Rimuru because of Earthquake. VN can carry me here once again. High special defense. Immune to Earthquake. Oh boy. Okay, no stat boost, thank you. Return kills. Yes, okay. Dude, VN has been saving my ass, my goodness. My goodness. I don't know what's been happening, but the victory road wasn't supposed to be this hard. What is your Pokemon? What is your favorite childhood Pokemon? Scyther from Generation 1, Scyther or Mew. I loved both of those. I still have a collection of Scyther Pokemon cards. It's just like 6 of them or something, but maybe even less than that. But I loved Scyther as a kid. I loved it so much. And I don't even like bug-type Pokemon, generally speaking, that much, but for some reason Scyther just connected with me. I think it's this way. Otherwise, besides that, when I was a kid, obviously I loved Lucario. From Owen, I like a bunch of them. I love Swampert. I love Salamence. But yeah, the childhood one was Scyther for sure. Arc 7 is overhated. Yeah, Anthony, I agree. I think some people say that Arc 7 is just the worst thing of all time. It's like, it's not really, man. It's just, I didn't teach Surf. That's crazy. Hold on. I should have taught Surf. I'll just switch to Ring Mode. Actually, I could have just Ice Beam. I'm dumb. Hold on. Yeah, I know that feeling of having an anime you're super hyped about just before an exam. One of the worst mistakes I ever did in university was buying Danganronpa 3 as it came out during my exam season. All I'll let you know is I clutched it up. I did clutch it up in university. I locked in, but it was complicated, man. It was very complicated. I was just so obsessed with beating the game. And you know, if you've ever played visual novels, that's like 20 plus hours of gameplay. It's not, you know, something that you can just beat in a little while. What do I do here? Once again, I think VN just saves my ass. Grass and flying is not a good matchup for me. Okay, solar beam. I just fly. I dodge a solar beam. Oh, I missed the fly. Really? Really, my guy? VN, come on. VN, I need you to clutch it up, man. What? VN, it's a super effective move. Babe, you have to do better than that, man. No, I'm going down. Where am I going? I lost track of myself. Dude, hold up. Where am I? Oh no, I go up to the water, right? Yeah. Okay. I have found myself again. I'm doing this blind just out of memory, which is not super impressive, I guess, but impressive enough for me. I'm really straining here, guys, just trying to remember where I'm supposed to go. Max Repel. Did you hear about Sony doing the middle fingers to customers and stop making physical games? Yeah, man. Listen, the whole entire discourse surrounding like games in PlayStation is just so bizarre to me, because what do you mean, like, you buy a game and then you have to download a patch or something to actually play the game? If you buy the game should be yours, no? Like, I still have my PlayStation 3, I still play some games from time to time. Like, for example, the other day I played a PlayStation 3 game with my niece. It was a very enjoyable experience, and you know, I bought the game many years ago, and the game is mine. I can just pop it in the console and play. Like, what do you mean you have to have internet connection and patches and digital games only, which I don't know. It especially kills the market for secondary, you know, just game resale, because I sold a lot of games I didn't want. I also bought a lot of games for cheap that people didn't want instead of buying them at full price, right? So, I don't know. I think it's bad all around for gamers. Total gamer loss, if I'm being honest. Okay. Full restore. Very nice. Yeah, Alex, I think there's a very real thing that you can say about, like, a character like Subaru is just so engrossing. You truly have to get into such a deep emotional state to be able to voice him that it's no surprise to me that voice actors just get super attached to him. It doesn't surprise me at all, you know? It's a tough role for Subaru. If I was ever a voice actor, which obviously I will never be a voice actor, but if I was, hypothetically speaking, Subaru is one of those roles that would leave me super anxious and nervous because it's such a hard role to nail, right? But yeah, this was actually super fast. I've been streaming for like 1 hour 20. I achieved my objective. I wanted to beat the story portion of the game, beat the 8th gym, and get to the league. And this is it, guys. We are here. Let's then try and catch the Shimshu. Let me just see where it is. So hold on. Route 125 Emerald. I'm pretty sure this is where Shimshu is. Pokemon Emerald. Generation 3. No, then it's 126. But yeah, this will be a short stream today, guys. So I've already caught Route 126, then is it Route 127? Huh. 128? So I don't know, I think I literally only had one chance to encounter Shimshu and I lost it. No, let me check, man. I'm kind of confused here because I was pretty sure there were 2 routes where I could catch it. I'll just put this here for you guys to see as well. I'll take out the video game capture. I'll just put this, hold on. Okay. Where is electric type Pokemon? This is our last chance at getting an electric type because we did not get Manectric. We did not get any of these. We lost our Magneton because we're foolish, and now we have Chimshu. Route 124, interesting. Route 124, Emerald. Interesting. Underwater. Chincho, once again, this is, we already have this tube. Relicanth is terrible, just awful. We hope we don't get that. Chincho. But where is the seaweed here? Where is the seaweed? Let's see if we can find it. There is searching for Nemo, and then there is searching for Chinchu. Why would you never become a voice actor? I mean, have you heard my voice today? I'm just... my voice is constantly broken, and I don't think I have a super... I don't have a sexy voice, which also affects me as a YouTuber, if I'm just being totally honest. Sometimes I hear guys and I'm like, damn, if I had that voice, I'm sure my videos would have better retention. I don't know, my nose is all sort of messed up inside, just all broken. I can barely breathe, and so my voice is more nasally than it should be. And I'm too poor to go to Turkey and get it done. Especially because, from what I've investigated, the stuff they do in Turkey is mostly cosmetic. And listen guys, I'm 30, I'm married, I don't give a flip, okay, about my appearance at this point in my life. I genuinely don't care. But I would love to breathe better and actually be able to breathe, you know? So maybe when medicine gets better and we, you know, are able to just sort of come in here, scoop up the bad stuff and actually give me a nose that can breathe, I would love that. I would 100% love that, but I don't know if it's in the cards. So where is this underwater portion, man? If I don't get it, I'll just... Oh, here we are. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so now we just need to... And now we pray for no Relicanth. No Relicanth, please. Chinchu. Yes! Yes! Haha! Very nice. Are you following the World Cup? No, I'm not. Are we losing? My wife is downstairs watching the World Cup, actually, so... But she wouldn't scream at this hour, so let me see. No, it's 0-0, 38 minutes. Okay. Once again, I was talking about this at the beginning of the stream. If we lose, I'll be like, oh no. If we win, I'll be like, cool. So I don't really care much for football, guys. I do appreciate the sort of cultural excitement there is surrounding football, especially here in Portugal. But yeah, I don't really care much for it as a sport. No way you found Subaru's voice is sexy. What? Come on, man. Subaru's voice is very good. And he also voices other characters, which are, you know, deeper. And Subaru isn't the only range that the voice actor can do. So yeah, I think Subaru has a good voice. Come on, guys. Your delivery has its charm. Oh, thank you, Lemon. You guys are so wholesome. You make Uncle cry. The most funny thing, Crunchyroll is owned by Sony. Yeah, Bubba, do not even get me started on the absolute ownership of suck that is Crunchyroll. Like, once again, I swear I'm not crashing out, but why does Crunchyroll, who is owned by Sony, right, and I think it's White Fox, who is partially owned by Sony, why do they not promote ReZero more? That's what it's called, a corporate synergy. There should be an inherent benefit for all parties there. More promotion, better investment, better handling of the freaking translations, right? But, you know, Crunchyroll is Crunchyroll, and at this point, I'm not even angry anymore. Some people are still angry at Crunchyroll. I'm just disappointed. I laugh at them during the awards. I sigh whenever we have stuff like we have with ReZero, stuff like we had with Lord of the Mysteries. Did anyone in the chat watch the latest episodes for Lord of the Mysteries? Where I was watching it, and literally they have the screen, right, and they put the subtitles here. So you can barely see the subtitles, they're off screen. A professional streaming service put the subtitles off screen. That is how incompetent they are. It's just infuriating, but yeah. The love here in the US has been wonderful. The love for football, you mean? Yeah, I mean, I think the US is kind of weird, to be honest, because it's a very sport-heavy culture, at least from my outside perception, right? But for some reason, the only sport in the world that could truly be called a global sport, played everywhere, Americans for some reason don't seem to like it too much. Which is strange to me. Very, very strange to me. Like, I can understand something like basketball is more exciting because you're getting baskets or points or whatever you want to call them all the time, right? Whereas football can be very dry. You can have like 0-0 games, which are just a chore to watch, right? I can understand that aspect, but still, America is so good at so many sports, but it's only the sports that only America cares about, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know, it seems kind of hollow. Right, I think the king sport is and will always be football, even as somebody who doesn't really care much for it, right? It's just undeniable that the stuff they play, you know, in the slums, in Latin America, in Africa, high-class people in Europe, poor people in Europe, you know, everywhere in the world, the sport is football. It's just the king of sports, right? If Ronaldo makes a goal against Croatia, we call, okay, man, sure. Yeah, Alex, I would never admit to doing any illegal activities on stream, but sometimes Crunchyroll does not provide the service that I'm looking for. That's all I will say. Wink, wink, and hopefully you guys understand me. Okay, so guys, any nickname for Chincho? He is one of those fishes that has a lantern on top, right? Any funny names for Chincho? She's a lady as well. Her. Miss Lady Shincho. Does anyone have a good name for an electricity lady? A fish? I thought about actually giving the name Kaminari from My Hero Academia, but that's like a dude, right? Is there any... Oh, a lady with electricity? Somebody asked about Bleach previously. This is Yoruichi, obviously. One of my favorite characters of all time, and I swear I'm not a gooner, okay guys? I liked her before the gooning. I liked her when she was a cat. Is this how you spell Yoruichi? Am I a LARPer? Hold on. Yoruichi. Yoruichi. Yep. Yes, it is. Very nice. We got our Chinchu. And now I guess I'll just take a look at a few anime. so the stream isn't too short today, especially because I won't be able to sleep, because my wife is literally downstairs watching the game, right? So it's not like I'm going to bed early today. Okay, so just to wrap up the Pokemon section of today's stream, this is our current box. We have Chinchu now, which I'm pretty sure we will be bringing to the Pokemon League since he is very useful. He's an electric type and also resists water, which is very good against a water type champion. This is our current party. We have Emilia, which I will be bringing for sure. Emilia is coming. Everything else is up to debate. And this is our Fallen. We salute our Fallen, we respect our Fallen, we pray for our Fallen. Let's say their names: Ram, Valgren, Erza, and Subaru, previously known as Daniel. Rest in pepperonis, my guys and ladies. It was a pleasure having you, and I hope to see you down the line. Now that we have paid our respects, let's then save the game here. And next stream, I will try to schedule it as soon as I can set up a day. I will try to put it during the weekend. Maybe Saturday would be best, I'm guessing, for all of you as well. But if I can't put it during the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I'll try to put it either Monday or Tuesday, because as I've said, I will be going on vacation on Wednesday, so I'll be out of town for a week. Also, next stream, even more than this one, next stream will likely be pretty short because I'm just beating the Pokemon League, and either if I fail or if I win, it should be an endeavor that lasts less than an hour, I'm guessing. So pretty short stream next stream. Okay, so once again, just save, cool, and bye. Now let's take a look at some things that I wanted to take a look before the stream actually started. And I can look at you guys. Nothing beats those times playing football in the street with soda cans. Yeah, man, dude, listen, I feel you so much. Like, for me, I was never much of an athlete. My biggest athletic accomplishment was getting 3rd place in a jiu-jitsu tournament. And I was never talented at all with my feet. I was not a good football player, but I have so many good memories of playing football in the streets with the boys. Just super, super good. If your wife pro Ram or pro Emilia? I only watched Arc 1 with my wife, so I would assume she really enjoyed Emilia's character design. So I would assume for now she's pro Emilia, since she has literally never even met Ram. Box looking good. Yeah, thank you, man. I think it's looking good as well. I think we should be able to beat the league next stream. Till we have Pokemon Stairs. Hold on. Do we have any? No, I don't think we have any Pokemon that is a staircase. But we do have a Chandelure, which is, you know, chandeliers. We do have some furniture. Okay, so let's check the next anime season. Maybe some of you guys can give me recommendations. I can give recommendations back. Let's see what is cooking, what is happening here. I wanted to do this once again before the stream, but I think now is as good a time as any. Oh yeah, sure. A number of words in Arabic versus English. So English has about 600,000, classical Arabic 12 million. Brother, what the hell is a theoretical word? What does that even mean? Does that mean you have words and you can make new words with those words? How do people speak Arabic? Surely in your day-to-day life, you do not speak with 12 million range, right? Wait, hold on. Are Arabs, Arabic does not in fact have 12 million words. Okay, let's just try and bust this myth. Hold on. Possible roots, so possible combinations. Technically, grammatically valid Arabic words, but they are meaningless, which means it would be ridiculous to include them. Oh, right. Okay, so it has... So that's why it says potential or theoretical words, but they don't actually exist, right? Okay, makes sense. Classical, not region-based. Oh yeah, if you add jargon and all that, but yeah, that's crazy. Once again, I think the written and vocabulary requirements to learn languages is one of the hardest parts, which is why I tried learning Japanese, and then in 2020, there was this thing where we had to stay home. I don't know if you guys remember that. But either way, I was taking Japanese classes during 2020 before a certain event happened that shut the whole thing down. And at the time, I got to the part where I knew hiragana, I knew katakana, and I was getting into kanji. And kanji is just, brother, if you don't actually live in Japan or you interact with the Japanese language on a day-to-day basis, it's literally impossible. Like, how the hell are you going to learn kanji? I say this not as a joke. I'm being serious. It would be easier for me to learn Spanish, French, and German before I could learn Japanese. Just because the languages are so similar, the alphabet is mostly the same. It's just, man, kanji is just messed up. Oh, Bubba, I don't know. I don't think they ever gave it a name. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think the language in ReZero has a name. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Call of the Witch sound effect plays. Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's just check out what this new season will be all about. Okay, so this is summer of 2026. Once again, let's remind ourselves what I watched in the previous season. Actually, maybe it's just easier to go to my anime list. Hold up. And sort by air end. So this is what I watched last season. Once again, hold on. Don't I have the tier list from last stream? Where is it? The tier list. Yeah, should be here. So this is what I watched last spring. Obviously, you guys all know my top one. It was never in question. For top three, I know this is a weird pick, especially Akane Banashi. I know a lot of people didn't like it or drop it, but for me personally, I loved it. I binge read the manga. It's been, I think, years since I binge read a manga this fast. Once again, I have a weird taste, and Akane Banashi perfectly fit my weird taste. So there's that. The Lord of the Mysteries episodes were very good. I've already watched all three of them, but once again, it's just three special episodes, right? I can't fairly put it anything above top 7. Witch Hat Atelier I enjoyed, has a lot of potential, but once again, I'm waiting for a meteor storyline. I think it's very much still in the development stages. Yomi no Tsugai, from the same creator as Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist. It is good. It is not phenomenal, but I really enjoy the sort of sibling relationship they have, which I think the author is very good at doing. Then we have Wistoria Season 2. Once again, very much the type of anime that is more action focused. The main character is much more endearing than somebody like Asta, for example. I think it's a good show, but it's not something you should go out of your way to watch if you're wanting some compelling writing. It's not really about that. Marriage Toxin, just go read the synopsis for yourself and see what you think. Slime is the middest of mids, and the special episode for My Hero Academia was okay. So, oh yeah, and Nippon Sangoku was very, very good. A very exquisite, strange, chaotic, but fun presentation and animation. And the story is a sort of apocalyptic Japan with people in warring factions, and it's super cool. So this was what I watched last spring. I watched 10 anime, way more than I intended to. So let's see what I am going to watch now. Summer 2026. Let's dive in. God Machine, yeah, ReZero uses glyphs, but once again, I don't know if there's any actual name for the language, at least that I remember. Can one appreciate Akane Banashi as a non-Japanese speaker because of the Hakugo setting? That's a very interesting question, Lemon. So to elaborate a bit more on that, I already knew what Hakugo was because a few years back I watched Hakugo. I watched this, Shouagenoku Hakugo Shinju, which is a mouthful, but this already introduced me to the concept of Hakugo. Obviously, a lot of Japanese only puns and plays on language obviously go over my head. I'm not going to lie, but I think Akane Banashi does a great job at mixing this sort of artistic field with this sort of shonen jump feel where you still have tournament arcs, you have rivals, you have battles, but it's still very artistic oriented, and there's a very strong appreciation for the art. And I really enjoy the main character. I think she's super rootable for. She's super likable, and yeah, I think it's super good. It's not an anime that I would recommend to everybody, which is why I had the pretext of my taste is kind of weird. It's not a recommendation I would give willy nilly. But then again, neither is ReZero. I wouldn't recommend ReZero to everybody. So it's just one of those things. Maybe read the synopsis, try and watch the first episode or something, see if it clicks with you. But I definitely would not invest time in getting into it if you're not enjoying the first few episodes. I heard that Yani Neko is very good, but World is Dancing too. Yani Neko, let me check. Let me just hold on. Duplicate this. Yani Neko. Oh, currently airing? Okay. Bad smoking habit. She smokes so much that her apartment smells. Okay. I'll be honest, I'm kind of stunned by this synopsis. I don't know what to think of this. Okay. I've never smoked. I don't know if I would be able to relate to it, but yeah. World is Dancing. Let me check that out. World is Dancing. This seems like a reskin of that one anime where the small girl does ice skating. You guys know what I'm talking about? One does not need dance to live. Wait, this is a boy? Huh, okay, interesting. Manga, drama, historical, performing arts. I mean, once again, this seems very much the same thing that I said about Akane Banashi. It may be interesting. Let's see. Let's see how the rest of the season plays out. Let's look into it. So, number 1. Yojo Senki Season 2. I did watch Season 1 when it came out many years ago. I did like it. It's one of those anime where I struggle to take it seriously sometimes because it is mega goofy with the whole sort of totally not Nazi setting, right? But and also the fact that the main dude got reincarnated as a little girl is just my goodness. But it is fun. It's a fun anime for sure. I don't know if the story falls off or whatever happens, but I enjoyed season 1, so I will be watching season 2 for sure. Mushoku Tensei, once again, I will quote my fellow countryman, José Mourinho. I will not speak, because if I speak, I am in big trouble. Big trouble. I will be watching this. I have too much FOMO not to watch it, but yeah, I'll probably won't make a video talking about it or anything. I must have missed the fence joke. I'm sorry. Why is this so highly rated? Oh, smoking behind the supermarket. I heard stuff about this. So this is a sort of more adult cast, romance. Yeah, this is a sort of more mature anime, right? I heard some good things about this and some bad things about this. Why does the Seiyu literally look like the anime character? Are you guys seeing this with the choker and whatnot? That's so funny. But either way, I may watch this because I have heard good things about it, and I've been trying to make an effort to be less discriminatory towards romance anime. I try to generally watch one romance every so often, and I tried Marriage Toxin last season, which was weird because I don't even know how to describe Marriage X Toxin. It's a shonen anime that's not a shonen anime. It's a romance that's not a romance. It's a yaoi that's not a yaoi. So it's a weird anime to describe, but it had its fun moments for sure. Bleach, like I mentioned before, will 100% be watching Bleach. I will be seated, as the kids say. I think that's the expression nowadays. Probably won't watch this. Grand Blue, I've never really drank much alcohol, so I don't really find drunk humor funny. I didn't find Grand Blue Season 1 funny. I dropped it. So I didn't watch Season 2, and I certainly won't be watching Season 3. This is a sequel to something I didn't watch, so skip. Same reason, skip. What is this? Fantasy Girls Love. Okay, that's probably a skip for me. Just gonna be straight up honest with you. I probably won't be watching this. Clevates. Yes, I loved Clevates. For those of you who are fans of ReZero, which I'm guessing most of you are watching this right now, go watch Clevates. It is very much ReZero coded. There is no time looping, at least that I know of, at least in season 1. There is no time looping, but it's very brutal. It's gory. It has a sort of reviving main character, and she's very proactive, very assertive. I like her a lot. She's enjoyable, and it's also a fantasy setting. I will be honest, season 2 has me a bit tentative because putting these characters that I enjoy in a school setting seems like a step back. I hate that Japan is so obsessed with high school, it just drives me nuts, but despite the premise not being as attractive to me as season 1, I think this has potential. And if you've never watched this and you're a ReZero fan, I think you should at least give it a shout, like first 3 episodes or something, because I think this is very good and ReZero fans will find a lot here that they will probably enjoy. Once again, sequels. What is this? Ghost in the Shell. Huh. Is this the Ghost in the Shell reboot? I'm very interested in this actually, because I tried watching the original, but it was too episodic for me. But maybe this one is more faithful to the manga and has a different style about it. Look at this. These are some old ass character designs. I love this. You don't see characters that look like this anymore nowadays. I love it. So yeah, I will probably be watching this. I'll probably try to watch this. Once again, I can't promise that I won't drop it again because I tried watching Ghost in the Shell standalone complex and it was just, man, I need storylines to get gripped onto, right? I need something to latch onto. And just anime that are too episodic, like Ghost in the Shell, like Mushishi, at some point I just start getting bored, even if what I'm watching on the screen is good, right? It's also part of my problem with Frieren, where I recognize that what I'm watching is very good, but at some point I need like a connecting line, right? And I don't always get it. But yeah, I will probably be watching Ghost in the Shell. Grand Blue is very repetitive, like Konosuba. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I also dropped Konosuba, by the way. For some reason, I cannot explain to you if maybe I got older. I think that's the more logical explanation because I don't think the humor in Konosuba changed much. But when I watched Konosuba, when I was like a teenager or still young adult or like 18 or whatever I was at the time, when I watched Konosuba, I thought it was hilarious. I laughed so much. It was at one point like perhaps even one of my favorite anime, right? And recently, I think it was last year, season 3 came out and I was like, cool, I love Konosuba, let's watch it. I did not laugh once. I thought it was just so unfunny that I just dropped the show. And I don't know if the humor changed, if it was something about the way they adapted season 3, or if I'm just a lot older. I don't know, but I just couldn't click with Konosuba for some reason. Yeah, Lemon, that is a perfect premise. I couldn't give a much better summary than that. I will say it is a dark fantasy with prickling, prickly companions setting out on a journey, and some messed up stuff happens. And we have a character that is also there's no time loops, but there's a sort of revival mechanic, if that makes sense. So I think ReZero fans will feel right at home. Dogul Wang. What is that? Hold on. Dogul Wang. What is this? This is a Chinese anime? Dude, you said the same vibe as Solo Leveling. Dude, this is literally Solo Leveling copy paste. What the hell, man? Dude, this is literally Sung Jin Woo. Dude, this is literally Sung Jin Woo. No? Dude, this is literally Sung Jin Woo and Min or whatever her name is, and this is the dorky sidekick. Dude, this is literally copy paste of solo leveling. That's crazy. Jimoto Psycho. Let me check that out. Jimoto Psycho. What? Gag humor, organized crime. What? I'm not gonna lie, Chief. I don't know if I'll be watching this, but yeah, this is one of those where if it makes some buzz, I may have the morbid curiosity to check it out. But I don't think I will be, I don't think this will be on my list of I have to watch this as soon as episode 1 comes out. Konosuba is still funny to me. Yeah, once again, Abo, I don't know if I sound like a girl, a 14-year-old girl breaking up with her boyfriend. It's not me, it's you. But no, it's not you, it's me. I don't know. I don't know if it's them. I don't know if it's me, but I just know that I didn't find Konosuba funny for some reason, even though I really enjoyed it when I was younger. Oh, Niga Jozu. This is the Elusive Samurai, right? Season 2. I will be watching this as well. I watched season 1. I thought it was good. I won't say very good, but I thought it was good, and I thought that the presentation in particular was very, very nice. It had some crazy animation sequences. So even though I'm not a huge fan of the story, I think it's mega goofy and kind of tone jarring because I think this anime tries to do gore and comedy at the same time, and it doesn't always work. Often it doesn't work. I have a very strong issue with this anime in terms of tone shifting. But besides that, I think that it was fun enough, and the animation, as I mentioned, was pretty banger. So I will be watching this for sure. More Isekai Slop, I'm guessing. Is this the Mongolian anime or whatever this was? Once again, I don't know how much I should look into this, but it's one of those where I will keep my eye on it, and if it makes some buzz, I'll watch it. But in first analysis, I don't think I will be watching this. Also, is Fatima like, oh, hailing from Persia? Yeah, Fatima, it does sound like a Persian name, I guess. I was about to say Fatima is like a Mongolian name. It doesn't seem like it, right? That's literally a Portuguese name as well, so. Helmo, this is a sequel as well. Like, listen, this is just minor nitpick, but there are some names that I think make sense to be in Japanese, like, for example, Jigokuraku. I do think it is legitimately cooler than Hell's Paradise, but this thing that Anime List does of just putting everything in Japanese by default, I don't know if this is a setting I can change, but brother, like, this is an English-speaking website. Just put the name in English. It's like, it's the same goofiness the other day when I was trying to search for Lord of the Mysteries, and it's literally impossible to find Lord of the Mysteries because they have the name in Chinese. Like, what the hell is this? Literally, nobody calls it Gimijiju. I'm assuming that's the name. Apologies for the Chinese pronunciation. Literally, nobody calls it this in the West. Everybody calls it Lord of Mysteries or Lord of the Mysteries. Like, what is this, man? Just oh well. The Villager of level 9. These premises, man. These premises. Of course it's a light novel adaptation. Of course. Of course it's fantasy. Of course. So yeah, nothing else is seeming too hot, to be honest. Dude, I will be honest though. I am morbidly curious to watch this just because it seems like it's literally copy-pasting solo leveling, dude. Dude, this is literally Sung Jin-woo. I still cannot get over how copy-paste this is. Because there was, for a while, Chinese media had this sort of, not media, but I guess Chinese exports in general had this sort of thing of being like cheap copies, and I think they have largely managed to sort of take that stench away, especially nowadays, especially in media, where they're pumping out legitimately good stuff like Link Click, which I have yet to watch, but I've heard a lot of good things about. Stuff like Lord of the Mysteries, which is so unique and uniquely Chinese, right? I think an anime like Lord of the Mysteries could only come out of China, and it's so cool, right? But dude, this stuff doesn't help. This, whatever this is, this doesn't help. And you know, Japan also has a lot of isekai that are derivative of themselves, but this is just, dude, what are we doing, man? Good lord. Let's check out the OVAs and stuff, see if there's anything else that is super interesting. So continuations, obviously I will be continuing to watch ReZero. I will be watching Slime as well. It's my favorite mid once again. Yomi no Tsugai, I'll keep watching it as well. Liar Game, I've heard bad things about, even though I was curious to read the manga, so I don't know at this point. What else is there? Dude, My Hero Academia is still pumping out content. That is actually crazy. Just let it go, bruv. Just let it go. It's over. It's over. Just let it go, man. This is 3, so this is a sequel, I'm assuming. Link Click Season 3. Oh, this is Link Click, what I was talking about. Yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that if you like ReZero, that then you will probably like Link Click. I know this also has time travel and whatnot. So yeah, I definitely have to watch this one day, for sure. The Ribbon Hero. Okay. I don't dislike the character designs. Theme, cross-dressing, demographic, shoujo. Okay, this is a no for me, dog. Oh, yeah, it's just Chinese anime. And oh, yeah, obviously, I will be watching Sekiro no Defeat. I have never played the game Sekiro, but I have heard it's very good, and I have high expectations for this adaptation. I think it's probably going to be adapted well and with good animation, so I will be watching this even if I've never interacted with the source material. Also, I'm just morbidly curious. What is this, bruv? What are we doing? Oh, this is playing death games with life on the line or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Once again, I've heard mixed things about this. Let's just check out the prequel. I've heard mixed things about this. I've heard some people say it's good and some people say it's mid. Has anyone watched this in the chat? Welcome to Demon School, Iruma. Isn't that... Hold on. I've heard that name before. Let me check what that is. Welcome to... Demon... Marimashita, Iruma-kun. Comedy fantasy. Okay. I thought this was ecchi, no? Am I maybe confusing this with High School DxD? I probably am. Yeah. You guys, speaking of high school and demons, I want you guys to judge me right now. I watched this garbage when I was younger. I didn't even know what ecchi was. I just wanted to watch the Japanese cartoons. I watched this when I was younger. Please do not judge me, okay? I think, oh my goodness, it keeps getting worse. I was like 14 at the time, okay? I gave it a 6. It's fine. Yeah, not even solo leveling is the original solo leveling. You watch Rosario too, Bubba. This is also peak. It's good to know that we have fellow trashy people in the chat like myself. Dude, I watched so much garbage when I was younger. I didn't even know what I was watching. Dude, I would be on an anime website, totally legal, of course, wink wink, and I would just click whatever was on. Like, I didn't even care. I was so obsessed with anime when I was younger. Nowadays, I cannot even fathom watching this garbage, man. But when I was younger, dude, I watched this. I watched stuff like Green Green, which is literally just sex jokes the entire time with very poor animation. Dude, I watched this garbage, man. Dude, what was I doing with my life? You know what? Good lord, I won't even show that. I may get kicked off YouTube. You know what? I needed to play a sport. This is a problem. I was way too old when I started doing sports. I started doing a bit of, I don't even know what to call it. I guess ninjutsu when I was in high school, and I got into jujitsu, actual grappling, when I was already in university. I should have played a sport when I was younger. What the hell was I doing with my life watching this garbage? Anyway, season 2 had 100 times more panty shots. And sorry, Sealtsu, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but man, and that's the thing, right? Rosario plus Vampire. I swear to God, I don't remember any panty shots. Because this is the thing, I don't even know if it's like autism. I don't know what it was, but I watched all of these ecchi anime, which looking back, this is Gunner stuff, right? But when I watched this, I swear I just had like a filter. I just had like a filter, and I just wanted to watch the characters interact in the fights, right? I swear to God, I didn't even look at it through that lens. I don't know what I was doing, if that was like mental illness, like what was wrong with me. But at least if you're going to be a gooner, at least like wear it on your chest, right? But it wasn't even that. I was just dumb. I was just dumb and had way too much free time in middle school. It was ridiculous. My first anime was High School of the Dead. Dude, I watched that as well. I watched that as well, man. Uh how much did I give High School of the Dead? I gave it a 6. Okay. Dude, for what it's worth, okay. If we're just being straight up honest, even though yes, the story is what it is and the ecchi is outrageous, but the animation for the time this came out in 2010, dude, the animation was very good at the time, okay? Like that one sequence where the guy is shooting the weapon and the bullet goes through the chick's boobs, like right in between the chick's boobs. It's like that scene is better animated than the entirety of some anime that are coming out right now in 2026. That, dude, can I show that on YouTube? Am I going to get copyright struck? I probably shouldn't show that, but yeah, I guess show images of it. High School of the Dead bullet boobs. What is my search history, man? Dude, this scene, man, where the dude is shooting and the bullet goes through the chick's boobs. Dude, this was so gorgeously animated. It was insane. There are still anime that cannot get to this level of animation. And by the way, once again, this is Madhouse back in the day, right? Dude, Madhouse was so goated back in the day. Madhouse, every single banger. It was always Madhouse. It was so good, man. I was binging High School DxD 4 seasons. I will be honest, that was when I High School DxD. That was when I had enough, because this was 2012. For some reason, in 2012, I was already conscious enough not to watch this. But yeah, dude, if this came out like 1 year earlier, I could have 100% watched this. But by the time 2012 came along, I was already in, I think, 11th grade. So my taste was starting to become a bit more refined. And by the time I was also already aware of what like Gunner anime was and what boobs were. And so I didn't have that innocence to just sort of watch stuff like this blindly, right? Speaking of trashy anime from the early 2010s, has anyone here watched Mirai Nikki? Dude, this was all the rage when I was in high school. I always thought it was so trashy. I thought it had elements that were entertaining, but did anyone watch this? Did anyone at all watch this? I'm curious. Radiant. Anthony, no, I haven't. Let me check, but I have heard of it. Radiant. 6.88. Not super great. Let me see. This is action adventure fantasy. No. I've never watched this. Came out 2018. 2018. Oh yeah, I barely watched anime in 2018. This was when I left university and started working, I think. So yeah, this probably went completely under my radar. Yeah, man, zombies can be fun. There's also that what's that movie called that they did a sequel like many years later? That zombie movie with god damn it. Hold on. Zombie movie. Zombieland? Is it Zombieland? Yeah, this was it. I watched this the original with my wife, and then we watched the sequel in the cinema. It was pretty fun. Once again, I think zombies to me, it's not my favorite thing. I think most of them actually tend to be quite trashy because they sort of just hide behind the zombie theme to hide the fact that they don't have much writing prowess. And this includes stuff like High School of the Dead. But you know, it can be fun. It can be fun for sure. What would Reinhardt think? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to think about Reinhardt watching me watch Gunnar anime. Future Diary was cool. Miraniki Eye Patch Girl. Yes, dude, the Eye Patch Girl. Was she like number 9 or something? How do I still remember this stuff? Miraniki 9. No, they had code names, no? Yeah, this chick right here. This chick. Dude, this chick was so cool. I like this chick so much. What's up, Krat King? Yeah, so I was going through the current season of anime, what I'm going to be watching, which is mostly sequels, if I'm being honest. Did I mention anything that was not a sequel? Oh yeah, this one. I've heard good things about smoking behind the supermarket or whatever this is called. Otherwise, I'm pretty much only going to be watching sequels unless something... Oh, and probably Ghost in the Shell as well. Probably Ghost in the Shell. But unless something else stands out, I probably will only be watching sequels. And then somehow I decided it was a good idea to talk about the bad anime that I watched during my childhood. Miranik was okay, just kind of extra. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was okay. It was very very goofy, and the storytelling was not that good. But people were crazy for back in the day, man. I don't think you understand. Like the first anime convention I ever went to, I was like 16, I think. It had so many Unos in there. And at the time, and I think this is actually something strange because nowadays there's so much anime, there's so much content that it almost feels like the anime fandom is more scattered. Because back when I went to anime conventions, it felt like there were always trends depending on the seasonal anime. Like, for example, there was one where I remember having a lot of Unos. There was one convention in particular where Tokyo Ghoul had just come out. Everybody had the masks, dude. Everybody had the masks. Then there was another one. What was it? There was another trend. I can't quite recall off the top of my head, but either way, it felt like things were a lot more seasonal and that anime fans kept up with the trends a lot more. Whereas nowadays, I think that because there's once again so much stuff to watch, there's Crunchyroll, there's Netflix, there's a faction of people that only watch dubbed anime on Netflix, right? There is a segment of anime fans that exists nowadays, which would be unthinkable a few years ago. But yeah, I think nowadays there's not like a sort of agreed upon canon of anime that you have to watch, right? I remember when I started watching anime, you had to watch Death Note, you had to watch Evangelion, you had to watch Naruto or whatever to be a real anime fan. But nowadays, I don't think such a thing exists. And even if it does, I don't think anybody tries to enforce it besides lunatics, right? So, Journal with the Witch. I've heard about that. I've heard about that. Journal with the Witch. Is this it? Wandering Witch? No, I don't think this is it. Hold on. With the Witch anime list. Once again, I hate that. Oh, Iko Kuniki. Okay. Once again, I hate that anime list just does everything in the names in Japanese. It's so dumb, man. It's so, so dumb. Like I said, some make sense, like Chigokuraku, for example. That makes sense. But otherwise, dude, just please put the name in English, for God's sake. No Japanese person uses my anime list. Interesting. I've heard about this. Josei, very interesting. It's been a while since I watched the Josei anime. I've heard a lot of good things about this. Ranked 54. Okay, respect. I might have to check this one out. The trailer for Historie. No, I did not. Dude, Volps, a thing about me is I really don't watch trailers at all. I literally, dude, I just go in. I reacted to the ReZero trailer because people were asking me for it, but otherwise I like just going in blind. I like just hitting it raw. No previous knowledge, just, you know, seating myself at the desk, watching it and being surprised. I like being surprised. So I generally speaking don't tend to watch trailers. And even for ReZero, like I watched the trailer because I'm a novel reader. I already knew what was going to happen. So nothing that the trailer could show would surprise me, right? So Kaneki LARPer army. I mean, some people were LARPers for sure. But I think it's also part of the fun. A certain degree of LARPing is healthy. This may be controversial, but a certain degree of LARPing is healthy. Like I remember us going to anime conventions with friends who perhaps didn't watch that much anime, or were just, our friends and they were going because they were going with us, not necessarily because of the convention itself. And they ended up, they LARPed at the beginning and then they became actual anime fans. So nothing wrong with that. I'm also, for example, I haven't read the full Jujutsu Kaisen manga. I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen is in my top 10 anime, but there is a strong possibility, probably over 90% of me cosplaying as Yuji for the next anime convention that I will be attending. Am I a LARPer? Perhaps, but am I going to have fun? Yes, I will. So and just for those who need more context on that, I will be going with my family, and we are thinking of, with my niece specifically, she loves Jujutsu Kaisen, and we are thinking of just going together as a sort of Jujutsu Kaisen pair, which is going to be fun. If I was by myself, I would probably cosplay a ReZero character, or just wear the tracksuit again. I don't think I want to wear that tracksuit again, especially during the summer when it's hot. That tracksuit is way too tight for me, but yeah, Krat King, and even then, I would argue with that. Honestly, I don't. I think Frieren is very good and it's very mainstream for sure, but I don't think it's a must-watch. I think Jujutsu Kaisen is sort of like a must. Jujutsu Kaisen and AOT are like must-watches just because not only the stories are so popular, but also meme culture is so prevalent, right? I think if you watch any degree of anime or interact with the fandom in any way, you will eventually stumble upon some memes, right? So I think just because of, getting to know the culture, so to speak. But even if Frieren is great and is ranked number one or whatever on my anime list, I would not say Frieren is a must-watch. Once again, my personal opinion. Like I mentioned, I have an incredibly, yeah, it's ranked number one. That's just ridiculous in my opinion, but sure, sure. But like I said, in my opinion, I need, even though I gave it a pretty good score, right? I think season one was still the beginning. And season two, this is when I really start feeling that, yeah, I gave a massive drop in season two because I just have a thing against episodic anime. I want a continuing storyline to really grab me, and Frieren doesn't have that. I'm waiting for it still. Is this a zombie with speak? Let me check that out. You guys are telling me anime I've never heard about. Kore wa zombie desu ka? Is that one it? This is from 2011. 2011. I'm pretty sure I was either in 11th grade or 10th grade, I think. I've never heard of this. Studio Dean. Comedy, supernatural, ecchi, harem. Okay, God Machine. I see what you're going for. I don't know if I'll be watching this, but I see what you're going for, my man. Yeah, I think Death Note is still the ultimate normie recommendation. For example, my wife has watched very little anime, especially without me. I think she has watched, like, I don't know, very few anime without me. And Death Note is one of those. I think Death Note is still the ultimate normie recommendation. Like a friend of mine wanted to watch an anime, and he asked me like, "What's something casual I can get into? Not too much fan service, not too much titties or whatever, not too much weird anime stuff." And that's how normies talk. They want something that's more accessible, right? And I just recommended Death Note because it's one of those animes like it's super normie friendly. Yeah, Volps, I see that as well, but I think that's just a loud minority of people on Twitter. There's this segment of people that are like, what? You've never watched Experiment Slain? You've never watched Evangelion? Puh, you're not a real anime fan. It's like, brother, shut up, you know? I'm not saying that those anime aren't good. Once again, I've never watched Lane. I do intend to watch it one day, but I have watched Evangelion. I thought it was massively overrated. I one day have to make a video about Evangelion just to piss off a lot of people, but one day if I want to invoke the wrath of many people, I will make that video. But either way, I think this idea that you have to watch these older, more obscure, more niche anime in order to be a real fan, I think it's completely nonsense. I've watched hundreds of anime. I don't think myself more of a fan than the dude who just watched Dragon Ball and Solo Leveling, It's just, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it's just Japanese cartoons and people take this stuff way too seriously. Orient. No, I have not. Orient. 2022. Interesting. It's recent. Historical samurai fantasy shonen manga. Okay. No, I've never watched this in my life. Never even heard of it. Wait. This is samurai, but it has bicycles, motorcycles. Okay. There's a temple in the sky. That's probably more of a thing than the motorcycle, but okay. Okay, very self-aware, Korewa zombie. Wait, the main character becomes a cross-dressing magical girl zombie with a chainsaw. There are some stuff that could only come out of Japan. You guys see what I mean? It's just Japan. Thank you for your contributions to the art, the global art. Let me see what's up with the game. Interesting, we are 1-1. Oh, Ronaldo scored. So I did say I would name a Pokemon after Ronaldo. Oh, it was a penalty, but still, it's a goal, so he has missed penalties before, so this isn't guaranteed. We are 1-1. I am thrilled with the game of football. Yeah, I didn't care. Oh, really? Some people are agreeing with me. I'm actually super surprised. Whenever I say my Evangelion takes, I get a lot of people raging at me and just baffled. I would dare say it's such a bad thing. But it's actually surprising that you guys agree with me. That's funny. I have to watch Lane though. I do want to watch Lane for sure eventually, but it's just, I have so many books to read. I have so much stuff to do. It's just, I can't do it all, man. What's the most random anime you've ever seen that only 1% of the population would like? Interesting. Hold on, let me check my anime list. Let me put that on hold because I legitimately have to think about this. Bubba, I love Durarara. I love Durarara so much. I watched the entire series. I love it. It's so good. The only thing I remember about Evangelion is the ending. Omedeto Shinji. And everybody telling me and gaslighting me it was a masterpiece of storytelling. I'm like, dude, they ran out of budget. Let's just be honest here for a second. But yeah. Only 1%. Something that is very underrated. Let me see the absolute garbage that I watched. Yeah, found it. Probably Faraway Paladin. This was very underrated because I'll be honest, the adaptation sucked. The adaptation was very bad. The animation was atrocious. It was just not a very good, high caliber adaptation. But I fell in love with the main character and the story, especially the premise for the first few episodes. And I bought all the novels and I reviewed them, and they're up on my channel. So, yeah, I think this is a mega underrated anime that will never be mainstream. Very few people have watched or read this. Even fewer people have read this, if we're being honest. I think very few people read the novels. I got like 100 views on each of those videos, but you know, I had fun making them, and it's what I'm here for. Once again, I don't know if I would recommend this to everybody. It's very, very niche. But if you're into classical Lord of the Rings style fantasy, I would recommend you to check this out. Once again, keep in mind, do not be, you know, hoping for something that is super engaging in terms of presentation. The animation is pretty mediocre. The studio isn't very good. The adaptation clearly had a low budget, but I really enjoyed it. So, but yeah, this is definitely an underrated one. Let me check out Hyoge Mono. And there's probably others like this as well. By the way, I'm pretty sure I'm one of the few people that ever watched Helk, which once again, I don't know if I would recommend to just about anybody, but yeah. Let me check out the anime you mentioned. Hyoge Mono. This is very niche for sure. Just by the art already, I can see. Adult cast, historical, samurai, visual art, seinen. Yeah, it has everything to be. Dude, let me give you a what was it called? Kanetsugo to Keiji. Kanetsugo to Keiji. Gifu Dodo. Dude, do not ask me why in big 2013, so I'm pretty sure I was already in 12th grade, so I was just about to leave high school. Do not ask me why I watched this garbage. This anime is garbage, okay? Do not watch this. It's pretty much just two dudes, which are historically people that actually existed, Kanetsugu and Keiji, and it's just them drinking and talking to each other, reminiscing about stories, laughing in a super fake way, like ha 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 ha, and them retelling stories of their past. And this anime was like, I was clearly not the target demographic for this. I don't even know who is, to be honest. I guess Japan history buffs or something. But this was not good. This was very bad. And I remember being one of the only people ever that watched this. The threads for this were completely empty. No one watched this, and with good reason. I don't know why I finished this. And I remember there was a post at the time about the Blu-ray sales, because let me see when this came out. Summer 2013. So this came out alongside Danganronpa, High School DxD, Free, which was a huge hit. Free was the one I was thinking about a while ago, about just something taking the convention by storm and everybody doing the same cosplay. It was Free. Everybody came with the Free cosplay when this came out. But you know, Blood Lad, Monogatari, a bunch of famous anime, right? And I remember that Kanetsugo to Keiji. So we had the Blu-ray sales, right? And I remember that the Kanetsugo to Keiji Blu-ray sales, I think they were barely 100. So in the entirety of Japan, like almost, was it less than 100? It was such a ridiculously low number that I felt I was literally watching something that only I was watching, something truly niche. And once again, do not ask me why I watched it and why I finished it, because this was not good. But either way. Have you seen Perfect Blue? No, Cret King. It's also in my list for many, many years now. Many, many years. I have to watch it. But is Perfect Blue a movie? Yeah, dude, for some reason, I have, yeah, it's in my plan to watch for years now. I have a very strong bias against movies because I just think that anime episodes are like the perfect digestible bite-sized episode that I can sort of fit in during the day at any moment, whereas movies can be a bit hard. But for sure I want to watch this, and I've heard many good things about it. Yeah, God Machine. I think some modern anime do put more effort, right? I think ReZero did some extra stuff, not too much, but for example, Demon Slayer, which is the more mainstream example, added a lot of stuff to sort of pad an arc from the anime. I think, for example, Lord of the Mysteries, which isn't an anime, but sure, whatever, just talking about animation. In the special episode for the Sun Dude, whose name I'm forgetting right now, Derek. In the episode for Derek, they actually added a bit of like Donghua only content, which was super, super good as well. I've never read the novel, but everybody was talking about that, so super cool. Toilet Bound Hanako. Toilet. Dude, I've seen a lot of this anime in my timeline. I think there must be some sort of weird intersection between ReZero fans and fans of this anime, because I can tell you that I've never watched this, but I have seen this little dude many, many times in my timeline. That's all I can say. Yeah, Baba, I'll be honest, if I had the sort of time and just headspace to rewatch stuff from previous years, I would for sure rewatch Durarara. I think it's very good. I enjoyed it a lot. I remember watching it and being like, damn, this author is so creative. And when people said that the author of Durarara also wrote Fate Strange Fake, it made so much sense. Everything clicked in my head. Like the chaos, the excessively large cast, the huge number of characters with intersecting storylines. Dude, it's just everything clicked. It's so, so good. I found it first anime I ever watched, Familiar of Zero. I've seen that before. Familiar of Zero. Zero no Tsukaima. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I've never watched this one, but I've heard many things about it. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Okay, okay. Let's step back before YouTube censors this. Uh, but yeah, I've heard a lot about this for sure. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Tape is a fan of a lot of weird anime, so for sure. Nukitashi, I've heard about that. Nukitashi. No, I've never watched this, but I have heard of this. Oh, I know what this is. This is the sex anime, right? Comedy erotic. Dude, I watched the first scene of this. Where the dude, the main fellow goes into class and everybody just starts banging. This anime is wild, bro. The fact this was... The fact this does not classify as hentai is crazy to me. This anime is wild, bro. And there is a part of me that almost wants to watch this, but I'm like, I can't, man. I'm 30 years old. I cannot be watching this. I just can't. Subikui Bisco. Is this another Gunner anime or an actual gem? Subikui Bisco. Sabikui Bisco. Okay. No, I've also never watched this. Light novel adaptation. Nope, never did. Let me just, out of curiosity, let me just check what was the oldest stuff I watched. See if you guys recognize anything. Air End. Oh, Air Start. Reverse, please. Okay. So I watched a bit... a bit. I watched a bit of Fist of the North Star, but I sort of put it on hold because I was convinced that it was going to have a remake, and it does now have a remake, but it's in totally CGI, which did not give me any desire to watch it. So there's that. Akira is in my to watch list. Grave of the Fireflies was heartbreaking. Yu Yu Hakusho, I also watched 20 episodes of. Evangelion, Rurouni Kenshi, obviously Tenku no Escaflowne. Dude, if you guys like mecha whatsoever, do yourself a favor and go watch this. This is the original isekai for women. Isekai love polygon mech. What is a love polygon man? Dude, this was so good. And for 1996, dude, for 1996, the animation was astounding for its time. Truly. And I think it's still good today. I think you watch clips of this today, it's still very good and has that sort of old feel that's so gritty and so cool. So I would definitely recommend you guys watch this. Yeah, I watched Cowboy Bebop at the time. I did enjoy it, but I did think a lot of people in the anime community overrated it, because there was a time in the anime community, early 2000s, where you pretty much had to say that Cowboy Bebop was your favorite anime. Otherwise, you were a poser and you had poor taste. But it's it's good. It's not that good. Yeah, this is all stuff from my childhood, and oh man, the good old days. Hajime no Ippo, Inuyasha, Beyblade. I watched Baki, the original one. So many memories, man. Shaman King, the original Shaman King. This was probably my first anime, in the sense that I watched stuff like Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger, but the first anime that I actually watched, as in I want to watch all the episodes, so I went online and searched all the episodes and watched everything from beginning to end, it was Shaman King. It was my favorite anime of my childhood. I love this so much. It's a shame that the reboot sucked donkey balls. It was very, very bad. Yeah, Rat King, that's also another issue where I think I'm so used to series that sometimes movies, even if they're good, it feels like I'm left wanting something more. Like there wasn't enough time. There are some movies that are very good, to be sure, but I don't know. I've conditioned myself for so long to just watch anime that I'm super used to, number one, watching series, and number two, just watching that perfect 20-minute bite-sized media, right? Oreimo, dude, you guys are trolling so much. I already know what it's going to be. Yeah. My little sister can't be this cute. You guys are funny, man. Bubba, my brain would have fried. I mean, my brain would have fried too, don't worry. Horrible Gunner anime slop. Let me check this out. Seki Rei. 2008. We're going deep. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. I mean, listen. No need to be ashamed. We all watched garbage like this. If you start watching anime when you were younger, we all watched stuff like this. It's just the garbage that you go through, right? As you're sort of refining your taste. Yeah, I think so, Krat King. I think Tape mentioned liking Breaking Bad. Anthony, I did watch Code Geass. In fact, I will inform you that Code Geass is one of the only anime ever that I watched twice. For some reason, during my first summer of university, there were a few weeks where I was so bored that I actually decided I was going to rewatch Code Geass to make sure I still enjoyed it. And the answer was yes, it was still very good in my second time watching. So I watched this as a teenager, barely prepubescent teenager, and I watched this once again in my first year of university as a freshman. I'm back. I'm always lurking while drawing Cooner anime art. Happy birthday, and Daniel. Dude, to love Rue, man. We're like a lot of these anime you are mentioning. I didn't watch them, as you can see here. It's not on my list, but I do know of them, right? And I think I already watched too much garbage, so I don't necessarily think I'm missing out on any of these. But yeah, early 2000s was wild, dude. Wild, wild, wild. Especially because, like, I'm gonna tell this funny story. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I have a friend, a female friend, not my wife, but another female friend, and she was a fan of anime. And one of her friends asked her, "Hey, I want to start getting into anime. What do you think I should watch?" And there's the usual. There's the Death Note, which is super casual. There's Cowboy Bebop, which is super casual. If you want something a little bit more Shonen Jump type, you can recommend a Naruto, a Bleach, something to sort of ramp you up as you start watching anime. But Her recommendation for first anime ever was High School of the Dead. And that friend watched it and enjoyed it. So I don't know, once again, what this says about any of these people. Make up your own conclusions, but that is a hilarious story. I was blown away when she told me this. I was like, wait, so you're telling me it was his first anime ever and it was High School of the Dead? That is crazy. Yeah, for sure, Anthony. If by childhood you mean 6 years old, and yeah, I also watched Dragon Ball and Pokemon and all that stuff that had no Gunnar anime. So yeah, I don't know. If you're talking about Todd from Breaking Bad, there are some similarities for sure, but I think they're very different. I recommended Taco P to my big sis. I mean, to be fair, I think Taco P is a strong recommendation. If depending on the type of person that you're recommending to, depending on what they're into. I think Taco P is once again short, digestible. It's a good anime to start. It's only 6 episodes. The story is very real, very raw. It's impactful. I actually don't think Taco P is a bad recommendation, honestly. I've thought about watching Taco P with my wife, but I think it would just hit way too close to home because we have way too many like little nieces and nephews and whatnot. I think we would both start crying. It would just be a pretty traumatic experience. So I skipped out on that one. And I told her, hey, do you want to watch something that's very sad and you're going to cry? And she was like, probably no. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Bub, it was your first anime, High School of the Dead. I've seen Erased in Haku no Hana. Oh, funny story about Flower of Evil. I could not watch it. Once again, it was 2013. I was a teenager. I was a kid back then, but I just thought the animation was so ugly. I literally couldn't watch it. I just dropped it on the first episode. I gave it a 1. This is perhaps a bit too harsh. Appalling. Okay. And what was the other one you mentioned? Oh, Erased. Erased is much softer than Taco P, in my opinion. Erased is like, it's sad. It has some emotional moments for sure, but Erased, man. Taco P, you have like, you know, a person hanging themselves in the first episode. Taco P is heavy, man. Taco P is very, very heavy. I would not put it even in the same tier of emotional impact as Erased, to be honest. She hasn't seen any other. The thing is, Krat King, and I've heard this argument before, and I'm not sure how to feel about it, but when I started watching anime, I heard people say that Cowboy Bebop was not a good recommendation for new anime fans because despite being a good anime, Cowboy Bebop is not representative of what anime is as a medium. And I don't know how to feel about that, but I do think the argument makes sense. And the thing is, if she's going to watch Taco P and you think she'll enjoy it, it's one thing. But if you want to sort of recommend her an anime to serve as the gateway drug for her to watch more anime, then it's a bad recommendation because there are very, very few anime that hit like Taco P and are presented in the same way as Taco P. So, yeah, depends on what your objective is. If you want to recommend something that is good to watch as in a good series, then sure, Taco P is a banger recommendation. But if you want to get somebody addicted, if you want to get somebody hooked to anime as a medium, I do think it's not super strong because it's very uncharacteristic of anime, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I think it's not so much. I think the problem nowadays is we have a lot more anime coming out every season, right? And a lot more anime is made super safe and derivative because they want to turn a profit, even if it's a slim profit, right? So it's just, you know, I think you still have plenty of good shows, perhaps more than ever. good shows coming out on a consistent basis, but the problem is you also have a lot more mediocrity surrounding it. So it makes the good shows stand out less because they're sort of more drowned in the muck of mid. I don't know if I cried when watching Taco P. I don't think so actually. But I do know I felt a gut punch right from the first episode. It was very, very, very impactful, emotionally speaking. Okay, so let's check out uh, what's up with the game. I just missed a tab. Oh, it's 2-1. Gonçalo Ramos, 90 mais 4. Wow. We are winning 2-1. So the game is almost over. When the game is over, my wife will go to bed and probably I will as well. So, guys, for those who missed the beginning of the stream, just to sort of wrap it up, next stream of Pokemon will be hopefully the final one. I hope to beat the Pokemon League. I will have everything strategized and pre-planned beforehand. So when I start the stream, it's just banger, 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 just fighting, fighting, fighting. That's it for Pokemon. Then for my other content, as you can see, my throat is messed up. I went to a wedding and my throat got completely messed up. So now I can barely speak. But hopefully as soon as I recover, I want to record a chapter review. I want to catch up with my reading, see if I record an Overlord review this month. And I am thinking about just recording some more like loose thoughts videos about ReZero, just things I have takes on, but I don't want to go to the trouble or the time really investment of just scripting something. I don't know if I will make that, but it's an idea because I also have to be aware that most of my audience is actually ReZero anime only, so that's what most of them are on the channel for, and I also want to be respectful of that. So this is it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream. And yeah, just a few final questions, I guess. Have you cried watching ReZero? Yeah, for sure. I did. Yeah. The final episode of the first quarter of season 4 left me a bit teary-eyed, as you could see in the video. But if you mean actually crying as in bawling my eyes out, I think so. But I don't know. Maybe not. I know for sure I cried deeply watching One Piece. That one Robin scene, you guys know what I'm talking about if you've watched One Piece. It just hit teenage me so hard. I cried watching One Piece and I cried watching Gintama as well, for sure. Otherwise, I don't think I'm actually much of a crier. But I am getting softer with age. I have noticed that. Yeah, ReZero, it's what I'm saying. ReZero also isn't a great first recommendation, to be honest. Have you thought of watching the worst rated anime of all time? Yeah, I have many times, but I would only do that. I would only torture myself like that if I was making a video or live streaming it. So I don't think that will be something I do anytime soon. I certainly wouldn't watch that for no, just for the love of the game. It would have to be for a video so that I could share my pain with you guys. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Ciao.